there on the list of entertaining games for sure. And it's a very middle ground map between both of them. Of course, if we do get there, I'll get into the more nitty-gritty about the previous results on that in the past. But yeah, I think the first 2 maps of the series, it's really hard to call because right now we're in a situation where both teams are sort of an unknown with their form. Astralis can sometimes show up looking really poor. And BetBoom the other day, of course, just got absolutely obliterated by Falcons, 26-4. Yes, 4 rounds in both maps overall. So that is not a good sign for a team that actually had a good start to the year.
But it's one of those games you just write off. It's a complete, it's total, you write it off, you leave it to the insurers, and you come back stronger the next day. As we do see BetBoom looking to try and find a way into this B bomb side. There are 3 players here for the CT side right now, and Stair will be able to pick off 2 as the T's emerge from apps and try and close the gap and get onto the bomb side itself. And they have actually successfully gotten a couple players out. In fact, they've got a flurry of frags all of a sudden as they now have control of the bomb site.
Yeah, and Axel can get the bomb down now. It's Cadian and Stown on the rotation. One toward that market area, and of course Stown on pillar. Having just jiggle for headshots, but now he's been jiggled down to 9 HP with a goosh, and unfortunately Cadian has eaten one as well. It's almost impossible to get back into it from there. And Cadian will be forced away. Actually worth saving the Kevlar if he's allowed to, but Boomich is already on a bit of a hunt. And just a very simple B pop is what gets BetBoom off and running.
And that after a good 2-piece there from Stair as well. So they persist, they continue to commit. I don't think Cadian's actually going to stay alive here. 1 bullet will be enough to get the job done. Axal finishes him off, and that's BetBoom who open up their account first. Now, an important detail is that Astralis did pick Mirage earlier on today against Zero Tenacity, as Z10 picked Train, and they both won each other's map pick. Astralis lost 13-10, but Zero Tenacity are a very good Mirage team, so it's understandable that Astralis lost, and the fact that they made it close is still, I guess, a decent reflection. But the points I'm trying to build up to here is the fact that it's not like this is a huge punish pick from BetBoom to pick Mirage into Astralis. Astralis will still back themselves.
Yeah, I do get that. I think the one thing that's very much going in BetBoom's favour, though, even though their form isn't necessarily being incredible, is the fact that this is one of their staple maps, right? I mean, they've beaten Passion UA, NIP, they've beaten Furia, they've beaten Mouse this year. You know, that they all come with a slight asterisk, of course. NIP aren't amazing right now. Passion UA have changed team. Furia and Mouse, right, they're in a weird state right now, especially Mouse. I'm not sure what was going on internally when they played them, right? So that was just before Shuri got benched. So yeah, it's a weird one. BetBoom are in a strange state right now, I feel, where they had that great start to the year but couldn't play the LAN portion with their full lineup. We never really got a taste if that team can actually do more damage. And since then, right, other iffy online results have seen them fall down my power rankings a little bit, right? At one point, I kind of thought BetBoom were the one team this year from the CIS region that's actually made good moves and progressed. Now I think I'd actually favour Paravision a bit more in that bracket.
I don't know about that. I'd probably still take BetBoom over Paravision.
All right.
They still have the edge for me. I think it is very close, and it'll be interesting to see how the teams develop. But I think that BetBoom have shown some good glimpses, a decent foundation to try and build off with the results we've seen in the season already from them. I'm keen to see Boomich and Siren, and then Magnosias as well. I mean, Siren is one of those players who certainly had a lot of potential, but maybe hasn't completely realized that potential, especially under Napany. Either way, we will see BetBoom somewhat try and force their way into the safe bomb site. Nice position for Device, rattling off the shots. He's actually going to get a kill and inflict a lot of damage, but damage has gone both ways. In fact, we've got very low health players across the board, bar Siren.
I don't know how that connector kill didn't come through there for Stair, I think it was. That was super awkward. And now, BetBoom, they should be fine, but as you say, walking wounded across the map, both teams actually. Siren has one insurance policy, and it looks like Astralis, after going for the force buy, they're going to fall back. Yabi's found the AK, so they're going to save that into the next round and try and give it a go again. Obviously, it's worth keeping that over. That means, of course, Yabi can drop his deagle to a teammate, so they're going to have 3 players with something to work with. Yeah, I think, again, one of the reasons why I've been impressed with Paravision is just their recent win streak against really good opponents online. And they also, also haven't really proven themselves on LAN, because BetBoom haven't really played on LAN with their full team, right? As with Nafany and Chiron, they had to play Bounty with. So that's kind of the comparison I'm making, where I feel like BetBoom probably are slightly better, but I've actually been more impressed with Paravision, but maybe overall.
Okay, I guess if you compare the results relatively side by side, that is a fair point to make. I kind of think about more in terms of the potential of the teams, the ceilings and the floors, and I look at this BetBoom and think, yeah, we could have a team that tries to punch their way into the top 10, whereas I don't know if Paravision have that same sort of potential. Okay, wasn't much potential coming to this round for Astralis, but both Stavin and Device have been able to find some early 1Ds. That does give us something to pay attention to here in the round. Cadian has a very quick flank coming through as well. BetBoom still has some util in play to try and get that bomb down and shift some of that pressure back to Astralis.
This is awkward now. They'll know what's still in this round. But I should be aware of what Astralis have saved, and Cadian's got a big flank coming through Palace. The bomb will finally go down. It will come down safely, but Cadian could open up this round for good. Siren's not checking. Should be a headshot. Oh. That's so painful for Cadian. He had that in the palm of his hand for the last like 25 seconds, but the turnaround from Siren probably seals the more comfort of this round now. It's only Yabi left. It's found Zorta. Obviously, he can go for this because they're buying next round anyway. It's worth a look. But the AK is quite precious, so he's giving it probably the best look he can. Now he'll fall back toward Connector. Might not survive. Just gets away. And BetBoom are going to get away with their 3-0 start.
I mean, BetBoom have been in some shaky positions in these rounds that they've been winning. I mean, think about the pistol. They lost the first 2 players coming out of apps. They recovered that on the B-bomb site. Then against the 4 spy, trying to force their way through Connect into the A-bomb site. There was a skirmish that goes back and forth. Could have gone either way. They're able to get across the line there. Then here they lose the first 2 players pushing into the A-bomb site, and they still recover the round. So actually very good composure early on from BetBoom. Normally you see this sort of composure later on in the series where teams are in the groove, they've got the momentum and things are going well. But to be able to kind of do it from the beginning of the series is actually quite impressive for BetBoom, that they haven't faltered in these rounds, that they haven't had some great positions in.
Device has got his AWP out, obviously. Look forward window and actually boosted Yabi up in toward that ladder room position. Zorta's going to have a little bit of a glance toward B, though. Got a very flashy AWP in his own right. I would say Devices, of course, has always been known as more of a methodical, turret-based AWP. Zorta can be a bit more explosive on occasion. But, of course, there's one man here who's got the achievements and one man who doesn't. Until, of course, that's Device. As I always say when I cast with you, Matt, that Zorta has a very distinctive style of moving his mouse and AWPing, whether he's got a rifle or an AWP, actually. So if you didn't have any nameplates, you would you would know that was Zorta.
He's so calm and smooth, right? You just never really see Zorta look like he's breaking out into a panic. Either way, this is a fake being thrown into the A-bomb site right now. Siren's trying to sell that fake, but you have got Device with his AWP locking down the B-bomb site. Doesn't get trained away from the side of the map, and he's got Cadian to support him here as well. And I think that the initial fake now has to kind of try and turn into a way for BetBoom to get into the bomb site. Siren can't just give up his life anymore. He has a role to play here in the round, and well, Zorta has found a kill back as well to try and open things up, and Siren hasn't. He gotten that frag. It's all on Yabi though to try and remain in control of this bomb site, and unfortunately he gets overwhelmed, but there's a chance to respond. Cadian on Catwalk will mow down one and finish off the job as well.
Oh, that's clean from Cadian. Good positioning at the end there to guarantee that one. No risks at all, and of course, this is one of the things that this Astralis team can do. It's pull out the double AWP. They've picked it up off of Zorta's body, of course, and now they've got Device and Cadian on it. That's going to get them up and running on this CT side.
Yeah.
There'll be a buy available for BetBoom, and actually, you know, it's a buy which they do go with pace, with 2 AKs and pistols, could cause these AWPs a problem.
I haven't been convinced by Cadian's second AWP lately. I know he was a primary AWPer before, but he's not as sharp as he was. I mean, he was never like a AWPer taking over the server, but I've seen him missing some pretty rudimentary shots lately with that second AWP. Either way, Stairs going to go searching. MP9 prevails. That's a good opening kill found. I think Siren actually had a rifle there, if I'm not mistaken.
Ow.
And Magnosias has taken a lot of damage early on as well, so he'll just trade the AK across to a teammate.
How on earth, like, what else did he get tagged by? He's got Kevlar. A nade doesn't do 89 damage. He just lost 89 damage there instantly. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's he must have been tagged, like you said.
Yeah, I don't know where from though. That's so strange. Maybe it's from the AWP.
Yeah, it
Maybe,
must have
I
been
don't
one of the
know.
orbs.
Didn't catch that, but that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. And now,
That's a lot of damage.
we're moving the bomb back toward B. Stair has pretty much full control of ramp, and you know they are quite focused toward A here, Astralis, but they've got Stown now boosted up on the default box, and of course Cadian set up. So with only one Molotov available, they're going to have to duel Cadian, and it should be just pot shots for Cadian. It's a freebie on the first. Of course, they've got Stown as the insurance policies, and a leap his way, and actually will get deleted. And hang on, Stown's not pulled the trigger, and Axel has punished him for that. Gets caught from short, and caught short full stop, 3v3.
Yeah, it's one of the positions where going for trigger discipline is a risky game to play there. If he locks in the frag and dies afterwards, it's a 3v2, but now it's a level playing field. Again, another round in which BetBoom had a disadvantageous situation in which they may be able to convert into a round win. Couple kits in play. There's still a flash here as well. Astralis have to find a way to get out of market. Who's going to offset this retake? Device trying with a couple pot shots, but not able to connect. There's some damage inflicted, but not finding the frag. That's going to be enough to dissuade Astralis from committing to the retake. As again, BetBoom have made another one of these situations work in their favor.
Wow. I said Stown was the insurance policy. Well, I'm afraid he's been scammed. And so have Astralis. That is very awkward indeed. And of course, with the A1S as well, right? Easier for the silencer to stick out and be spotted. And that's exactly what happened there. Axel punishes him. I've always been a big fan of Axel. I've always enjoyed his playstyle. And of course, it's a player that I've wanted to get back to that top 5 rifler level in him. I believe that he's still got it in him somewhere. Just needs that confidence back again, and we'll see if he can show more of that this year.
Yeah, maybe under Boomich, you know, some roster changes, some new motivation. I feel like we have seen some glimpses of it over the past 3 months. I know that on Hot Take Point made, Maui spoke about how he thinks for the past 6 months, Axel has been performing at that dominant level once again. I don't think it's that long. I think it's more sort of in 2025 we've seen him transcending back to that same sort of level.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Counter-Strike is just better off with an Axel firing on all cylinders.
Cadian not aware that Magnages was already in toward window and was holding that murder hole position. Now only Yabi and Stare together. BetBoom once again crawling all over the map and crawling all over Astralis' back at the moment. Nice little default here. Minute to go. They know they don't need to rush into anything. They've got so much control, and having murder hole is just usually a guarantee that you can take the A bomb site, but obviously the risk is there are still 2 players here. And neither one of these 2 Astralis players are showing, but Yabi will finally look for something, and there's Siren. He's going to find the Stair, and it's going to work out. Device tagged from earlier on, 17 HP, awkward for him to even try and find a place to save now. Could get caught in CT, could get caught in market, because they could be all swarming around him. So, this is not going to be an easy hold of the AWP.
My one sort of, I don't want to say concern, but my one orange flag with BetBoom is who's going to be that, like, aggressive rifler. I mean, I know that Magnoges is generally their entry fragger, and I guess that is a skill set he can continue to develop, but he hasn't proven to be an entry fragger that can take the world by storm yet. So there's still some tweaking, there's still some polishing that's going to be needed for Magnoges to really be able to accomplish that role. And I think that could be the difference, because they have quite a few passive players. I mean, Zorte is not the AWPer who wants to be on the front lines. He's normally the AWPer that I would describe, with all due respect, as like a princess AWPer who doesn't like to be in the mud and get his hands too dirty, likes to be set up, likes to play his game. We know that Siren's also kind of a guy who plays a bit more passively. Axel certainly is as well. So we need someone to balance out that passivity for BetBoom, and I feel like Magnoges has to be that man.
Axel definitely has got that in him, but obviously it's not really the role that he made a name for himself in as well. Like, he can crack open sights, and I've seen him do it many a time, but no, you kind of want him in that sort of second in, maybe third in sort of role.
Exactly.
So
might need someone in the team to like open up the round for them to allow him to open up a bomb side. He's not the guy who's normally making the play on the T side to get the round going. As this game is certainly going very nicely for BetBoom right now. Navigated that previous gun round beautifully, finding the opening kills in middle and then transitioning from there. And just steamrolling Astralis. Not even the AWP carried over for Device. 6-1, right for the taking.
Oh, Device is going to find another dig, though. He's been pretty sharp on these picks on the ecos and the half investments. Unfortunately, not on the gun rounds as yet. But damage done to Boomich as well. Spooked him slightly. And now Yabi's rotating in. There's going to be a smoke toward jungle, but there is a possibility on the timing. Stare under Balk. There's a crossfire available with Cadian rotating in as well. They are looking for it, but of course more damage done. Stare, does he get checked? He will. Good clear from Magnajez. Now Cadian, Axel very aware of that possibility. Staring at that one, and now Device stuck. What a shot on Siren. And he's actually going to find Boomich as well. What a ridiculous kill. Hang on a second. Savin's on the big flank. Oh, but he can't connect with the body shots. The bomb was on the ground, and perhaps he could have won the round with that flank. It's not to be.
Oh, he needed the instant 1-dig, and it's not like that was a difficult one either. I mean, Magnolia is just crossing across his screen there. Stowen, unfortunately, not able to capitalize on that brilliant double kill there from Device. And the round goes awry as a result. Oh, you got to take those chances, man, especially when you're down 5-1. That was kind of offered up on a silver platter to Stowen, and I mean, you'd imagine like 99 times out of 100 he'd be getting 1-digs of that nature. But he hasn't been in great form lately, Trav, and that's just a reflection of it.
Yeah, just trying to be a bit too careful, and Cadian has shown way too much of himself there on the jump spot on B. You can do that a lot better and basically barely even show the tip of your head. But he shows his whole chest to Zorta, and Zorta will take that every day of the week.
It's giving Boomer, Trav, I'm afraid, the way that he did the jump spot there.
Yeah, that's the old way of doing it. That is the old way of doing it. And Zorta will not just take him, will take the second as well. That's going to be 7-1 BetBoom.
Oh, he could spoil the party. He could really spoil the party. It's all about the timings right now. Does he jump up? He does, but oh, he would have heard the jump back into Palace. He's heard the jump back. Little does he know, all three players are here right now, and he's going to look to track and trace. Oh man, Astralis setting themselves up. It's Stowen who offers up his back, but at least Device will get the kill there, but I don't think that's going to end the hunt.
Now they've got a bit of extra dollar to give this a look. Axel's got 8,400 for goodness sake. Might as well have a go. And actually, Astralis having to use utility to keep them at bay as well. Zorta.
BetBoom have to commit here.
Yeah, it's absolutely worth it.
Even one more kill would make this worth it. But there we go. Well navigated by Astralis. Not offering up any further fights there. Two players stay alive. They can drop some guns, but this is getting out of control very quickly. And I was just about to say, might be a good chance here to just get Rugger in on the equation and see what he can offer.
There's a couple of situations, right, where Astralis have had very slow starts. Seen it in the qualifier, seen it in other particular tournaments they played in recently, of course, other qualifiers, it has to be said. They had a bit of a slow start against Zero Tenacity as well in one of the maps. I think they were 7-1 down at one point. I think they did recover it in the end, but, you know, it's against these teams where you still expect, even in this sort of newer era for Astralis, just to win at a canter. 9, for example, the EU mixed with Man2 and Kragan, of course, some of you guys may know, should know, after all the good work he's done in the past. It took them like 7 overtimes, like a 28-26 or something to beat them on train. There were 2 13-11s, that's scrapes against 500, the Bulgarians. It was a close 2-1 against a very recently impressive Paravision, who we already touched on a little bit. So that was a decent win. And they are grinding these out. And online Counter-Strike is by no means easy. But, you know, some of these teams, especially BC Game, who kind of farmed them, it has to be said. Like, that should have been a lot closer.
I mean, I will say, at least they're able to grind those victories out against some of these tier 2 opposition and get the wins and qualify for the events. You know, there was that Blast event they just qualified for recently through the Res Showdown, but obviously, like you say, you'd want them to be winning these games comfortably to reflect the place they're in, but it's a reflection of the rough form that Astralis are in right now, and grinding out wins when you're not in good form is so important, but this game there's nothing grindy about this. BetBoom, they are just romping to victory. And this gun round here for Astralis, if they lose this after the timeout, then the map is almost out of control. Cadian, you can't do that, mate. You can't just jump back out of ladder room smoke and pray for the best.
That is literally just hope. That's more hope than judgment in every sense of the word. I'm not sure what his plan was there at all. Now, Device has to worry about basically the entirety of B, including Catwalk. He's in
and they may even have to just go for the gamble stack here, Trav. This is the classic Cadian where you roll the dice on the CT side and just try and give up a bomb site and hope for the best.
Yeah. I guess there's a reason why Astralis pretty much tier 1.5 these days. These mistakes just add up over the course of a map, especially in MR12.
Oh.
And Device is just giving it up. I think he realizes that if they take B, there's no way you can stop a plant. 15 seconds on the clock, bomb will go down. Comfort, 8-1.
And this is all off the back of one kill that was given up for free with Cadian jumping out of ladder room there. That's how this entire round has fallen apart. Oh man, 8-1. BetBoom are just dominating Astralis right now. Sure, this is BetBoom's map pick, but I mentioned earlier how Astralis are generally Mirage enjoyers. They picked this map against Zero Tenacity in that series. Sure, they lost. It was 13-10 though. We saw some decent form from Astralis. But this game here is looking like a dumpster fire right now.
And that's the thing, right? Like, right now I don't feel inspired by anyone on Astralis. Maybe except Device, right? Like, I've always been a fan of legends in any sport. Long-term legends who have been plying their trade for years and years. And seeing Device winning things again would make me happy. I think it would be a wonderful thing for the scene. But everyone else is like, just feels mid. As simple as that.
Yeah, the thing is Device even looks somewhat checked out to a degree. He might be playing well, but I feel like he's just not so happy with the state of the team. I don't know if he's not happy with the roster changes or if there's some sort of conflict going on. I've always questioned whether Device and Cadian can actually play on a team alongside one another. They were rivals for a very long time. You know, counterparts, both AWPers, locking horns in the server. And I don't know if Device can actually buy into Cadian's way of playing. Either way, like you say, look at this. A big change of pace coming through from BetBoom, shifting through the gears, forcing their way in towards the safe bomb site, forcing the fights early on, getting an opening kill. Zorte's gone so deep. I mentioned how he doesn't like to get his hands dirty, but he is knee deep in the mud right now, and he gets a kill. He gets a reward for his hard work.
Low HP off the back of it, but again a man advantage, and Astralis just in a position not to retake. And, you know, Stound's just backing away. They know it's the only option. BetBoom, I really love the call. You've got an 8-1 lead. Give it a go. Give it a shot. Go for something faster. Go through the ramp incendiary. Go through a smoke. And it's worked out. It's caught Astralis off guard again. Nothing on the CT side is proving inspirational, other than perhaps that one round where Device gets a double with the deagle from Ticket. And it gave Stound an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was tough, mate. It was a tough chance, but it's still one you expect players of this caliber to at least get closer than he did.
I mean, I don't even know if you can bill that as a tough chance for Stow in the position he was in. Not looked at all. Got, what, like 3 shots off before he was eventually fragged. 9-1. And BetBoom used a timeout here as well. I love that change of pace, shifting through the gears. That's something we rarely saw from Nafany. Always a very strong systems IGL. Very rarely did you see his team breaking out of those systems. But that was the perfect time to just throw caution to the wind. Roll the dice with the aggressive option. It worked out perfectly for BetBoom. Obviously had a lot of emphasis towards mid-control throughout these rounds at BetBoom. And Astralis, well, they try and counter that by putting numbers in util and towards mid early on, and that's why BetBoom changed things up. Perfect timing.
Yeah, and it's a great sign across the board as well, but they're all doing their job excellently, right? Like, you know, Boomich is very often that sort of player. We know him on Inferno, for example, just trying to be a nuisance maker, try and jump spot constantly, try and just fight constantly, be annoying. But this map is, like, cerebral from him, right? Like, he's died twice. He hasn't had to do much, but across the board, all his pieces are performing as he would want.
Let's see if BetBoom can get themselves up to double digits here in this first half. I mean, it's not even like a single player has double digits in terms of kills. Like you say, all the pieces performing exactly the way that they would want right now in this BetBoom team. Everybody contributing, everybody chiming in. Zorte has been a magnificent force throughout this map with his AWP as well. Omnipresent. And now another change up here from BetBoom. A far more patient approach here in the default.
Flash it into mid. They're going to try and pincer it together. And finally, they actually get an opening kill. But Boomich has got 2 on that one. That's just feels like a random second bullet on the spray. Yabi and Cadian go to help. And Axel has domed them too. What's just gone on there then?
I don't even think Boomba, I was going to call him Boomba for a second. I don't even think Boomich saw the second player. I think he was just spraying at the first player crossing back into the connector and checks the kill feed. He's like, wait, I just got a multi. And then Axal matches that with the multi of his own. And just like that, the round is over. Astralis have been devastated. Oh man, BetBoom on the opposite side of things compared to their game against Falcons yesterday. This is going to feel a whole lot better.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, I literally said the other day, I put out a slightly goofy tweet, right, saying about how Falcons super struggled against TNL, right? We had a chance to cover that game. That was overtime in the third map, for God's sake, against a team which aren't even like tier 3, really, have proven themselves there. And then later on in the day, they played BetBoom, who have proved themselves this year, and it was a 13-2, 13-2. You just can't predict it. It's online Counter-Strike, but
yeah,
still, it's no excuse for some of these errors from Astralis.
Yeah, like I said, Astralis were gifted a golden opportunity in the upper bracket to get themselves to IEM Dallas. Imagine you have to beat a newly formed team, a newly formed tier 2.5, tier 2 team to qualify for IEM Dallas. Like, that is such a rarity. Not having to play against, even someone like a Gamer Legion, for example, or Falcons for that spot, or a Heroic. And they squandered that opportunity. They lost 2-0. And now they have to try and make it happen in the lower bracket. And this is the worst way things could have gone for them. 10-1. 11 rounds played so far. Last of the first half. Device has taken so much damage so early on in the round. And I don't even know if this is recoverable. This may be an unassailable lead for BetBoom right now on Mirage.
I think it already is. Whatever the outcome of this final round of the first half. As I said, they did feel like two teams who are in a similar position of sometimes they can blow hot, sometimes they can blow cold. And sometimes it can look very messy, and sometimes it can look very impressive. And there's definitely one team that's come out on the right side of that so far this evening. Again, patience. Look at this. Just happy to make Astralis think, trying to force them to go aggressive, to look for information. That's what won them that previous round where Boomich got that double headshot. Anyway, let's have a look. We've got 50 seconds remaining. Bomb is in tow, preparing toward A. Stare, down, Device. Device in a very awkward position for where he's AWPing from, to be fair, but he will re-smoke Palace, and they're going to execute their way in.
Is there a flash to blind up these close ramp players? That's the question. Is there the good old classic fashion lamp flash? Well, they might not need it, or perhaps they will. Great double coming through from Stow, and Stay gets the trade as well. And a rare advantage here now for the CT side. Bomb has been dropped as well. It's only Zorte left remaining. Surely this is an impossible 1 versus 3 for him. Be careful, fellas. No need to offer up anything right now. The time is working against Zorte as it is, but he will snap that first shot onto Stair. Spots a second out as well. Time continues to tick away. His focus now shifts to recovering the C4, and he will be able to get onto the bomb site here as well. Can Zorte actually activate the bomb? He wants to go for more before he commits to the plant itself, and that'll cost him his life. Cadian takes him down. It's double digits for BetBoom. Surely that will prove to be enough to get the map under their belt.
If I heard that you 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 way you do it, the way I live life, the way you do it, the way I live life, the way I live life, the way you do it, the way you do it, the way I live life, the way you do it, the way I live life, the way I live life, the way you do it. Way you do it, the way I live life, way you do it, the way I live life, the way I live life, way you do What a shame on me. What a shame on me. If I heard that you
Astralis hate watchers rejoice. It's 10 rounds for BetBoom in the first half, and that should be enough to get Mirage their map pick under their belt.
Oh man, I'm not sure how much faith I have in the comeback here. BetBoom have completely dominated that first half. A very convincing performance coming through from them. Some 50 rounds in the mix there, but it feels like this is a pretty accurate depiction as to how one side of the game has been so far. Siren on the jump peaks actually will spot out the players as they start to make their way forward. He's deployed the smoke himself and Axal to try and combine. Will Siren even be required with the Julies is the question, because Zorte's arrived on the scene. Siren gets in on the action as well. Astralis barely even allowed to get out of the apartment just to venture into the B-bomb site. And they deal a tiny bit of damage, but that's all they have to show for that second half pistol.
Deletion. Don't forget BetBoom, that's a pretty similar strategy to what they did, right, on their T-pistol, but it's a very, very different result.
Completely different.
So comfortable, so clean. And sure, I'm expecting map 2 to be a lot better of a contest, especially on Nuke, right? We know BetBoom play it, but it's one of Astralis's, one of their maps I like to go to, basically their entire existence as an organisation. But they do not seem on it this evening. They managed to defeat Zero Tenacity earlier, and BetBoom, of course, got one over Hester in the end. Of course, there's been some various conversations about that Hester team, but
yeah, definitely one to watch, Trav. They're on my radar. I'm very excited about the future of all 5 of those players. They came so close to qualifying, and just Russia continues to churn out these insane talents, man.
Yeah, definitely no smart wordplay.
That's what the
there.
dialogue is about, right? Yeah, there we go.
Bagnages will manage to spray down, and good flashing towards short. Actually, Axal will get caught, and Yabi's one dig Siren as well. So there's now pushing up with the A1S, but he's not been able to find Zorta. Bit of a weird spray, and Zorta just swung in toward the apps and taken Yabi as well. 2v2 with KD and catching Bagnages, but he's got to find one more, and he's fighting for his life in Murder Hole. Maybe he's going to go looking for it. That is just not what you do, ever. Okay. But anyway, Zorta is now 1v2.
Our device has just been waiting so patiently here in this angle, back to the wall, and he will get offered the fight by Zorten. That's actually a pretty good recovery there from Astralis in the round. I'm not entirely sure what Boomich is actually thinking by trying to go back through the vent when he knew Cadian was there. That felt very forced, and it does cost him his life. So Astralis win the all-important force fight to keep themselves alive, but there's barely even a pulse right now, man.
Honestly, right now for Bet, yeah, I'm glad they're doing this. I was going to say, usually in most situations here, you'd get yourself involved with a force buy war, right? You'd go for the force buy with MP9, Deagle, 5-7, but they're only committing one Deagle into this. Even though the meta dictates a force here is normal, they've got such a lead, there's no need to get into the force buy war. Just take a breath, go for an eco here, maybe a slight half buy on the next round.
Yeah.
And get everything you want on the round after.
I'm right there with you. It would have been an abhorrent force buy as well. They only got $1,400 coming into the round. So The double eco is a rare commodity these days, but good to see that BetBoom will be opting for it here.
It's rare, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, of course, you remember back in the old economy days, you used to have situations where double ecos were quite common. Sure, it didn't have as much of a bearing on the game back then as, of course, it was, you know,
MR15.
first to 16.
Yeah.
But still, it's we need to get a couple of kills. It would be nice. I'm trying to use a headshot angle and connector. Managed to find Cadian already. One more would be handy. There are 2 more players, of course, to try and push into this one. They can just run in. Doesn't matter if they die to the bomb at all.
Yabby's lost his gun, and he can't stay too close.
Yeah.
He'll die to the bomb explosion. Yabby's gonna die here.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
there was
I
a
mean,
Mac 10 on the
extra
ground there, I
casualty.
think. But, yeah. Not exactly the most sought-after weapon in the world. But there we are. Doesn't matter.
Well, now there's a rifle in play for Zorta, and it's going to be an eco round for BetBoom. Like you said, they'll have a few extra pieces to work with. It's really important that they don't buy down to like $2,000 here, because that would completely negate the whole point of going for the double save. So it's good to see that they've all kind of averaged around that 3K mark, and that means they'll be completely enabled in the buy round to follow.
Yeah, it's a good plan. I like it. Gone are the days of this sort of idea, but in this certain situation with the current scoreline, very understandable. Now, try to get through here a little bit more carefully, perhaps. Try and keep all 5 of their players alive. Only Zorta really to worry about. And if anything here, honestly, for Zorta, there is a world in which it's more worth saving the M4. I don't think he will, but he can then drop it to a teammate, obviously. Siren does well to get one. That's a good catch, but hang on. The M4's about to get into play, and Cadian should go down. He will, but Device is there as well. 3v2. Another dink for Magnagez. What's going on? More damage coming through, and now Axel 1v2. Only a USP. They're going to decide to try and face him together, but another dink to Yabby. So dangerous, Astralis. He's doing so much damage. What are they doing? Just plant the bloody bomb. Oh, it's lost in jungle. They can't even get to that safely. Horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of think, like, just double swing, just run at him together, guys. He has a USP, he can't kill you both, but Axel actually has now picked up the M4. Bomb's been recovered. Are they planting open to connect?
No
they are
way.
indeed. Axel has killed the planter, but he hasn't denied the plant. That's the key detail. So it's pressure on Axel. He has got a flash to his name. He doesn't actually know his down is either. Should be impossible. I mean, so much damage inflicted, but the round won't be won. But I mean, outside of winning the round itself, that is the best result for BetBoom. 4 kills.
I mean, once Zorta went down, I thought there was not really much of an issue. But Axel just doing God's work there. It's not going to win a round, but it does probably the best they could possibly hope for. And again, Astralis just seemed lost in that scenario. Just trying to stick together, just peek him together to fight him, but getting dinked up. Yabby doesn't want to go down. Eventually, you know, that whole round could have been turned completely on its head if that plant denial comes through rather than just the kill.
Oh yeah, that would have completely changed the dynamic, and he kind of missed his opportunity because he did spot the planter out, but he just didn't clock it in the moment. Alright, 11-5. First gun round of the second half here. BetBoom looking to put Astralis away. They've got the AWP in play, all the util. They've got the kits necessary as well. And this is all predicated off of the double save. So much pressure on Astralis right now. It's going to be an A hit coming through from them. They've got Cadian in low as he's calling the shots from the opposite side of the map right now. Util starting to rain on in. Zorta is there with the AWP in CT right now. It's going to be difficult for Astralis to try and get past.
Oh, that's such a good shot to a Device, man. He was getting himself into all that bricks position where you can only really see half a player. And Zorta still connects from Ticket. 5 versus 3, they've fallen back. They've allowed some control over the A bomb site. And Yabby going to try and take advantage of that. He's going to stop Magnagez from making his way forward. Cadian still lurking in mid, proving to be a nuisance. But there's 3 CT on the retake here. And it's tough for Stair to even get onto the site to plant it now. They've used all their utility, Astralis. They've got no safe place to plant the bomb. All they can do is try and force fights.
It's so important Axel stays alive here. He's a massive thorn in Astralis' side. He's the reason that they can't commit to this bomb plant right now. It's so important he's just prioritizing his life the way that he is. Eventually the plant will come through. I think, no, Stair's gone down. That's denied the plant. Kills continue to go back and forth. It's a 2v1. There's no time on the clock here for Yabby. He has to commit to the bomb plant off the bat. This is where Zorte can just thrust himself forward and force Yabby off the plant. Even though he loses his life, there's no time for Yabby to plant afterwards. And that's BetBoom up to map point.
This might be some of the messiest A takes I've ever seen in my life. My 5-stack has better A takes than this. Just simple ones like pushing CT with flashes and getting numbers into a position to trade. None of this is happening. They used all their utility, had none left, just waited around, and BetBoom were all around them.
Yeah, and then it looked like they were just all on different pages, like, are we trying to fight CT? Are we playing with fighting the Cat player? Why don't they just have 2 players on the bomb side, watch Cat, and allow the planter to get the bomb down? But there's some guys trying to duel CT, some guys trying to deal with Cat. The comms just look chaotic for Astralis. And now there's 7 chances for BetBoom to finish off the job.
And the worst part, I mean, actually, no, it's not the worst part, but one of the worst parts is the fact that Astralis took so much damage from that round where they were against the pretty much full eco and 1 M4, is that this following round...
it's a disaster, you're right.
2 Deagles, Tech 9, sure, the AWP and an AK, but it's just never ideal. Axile, off angle on short, they are creeping his way. Siren is going to be here in support. They're actually looking to boost, and they might kind of mess it up slightly. They're go boosting next to each other. That's so awkward. When do you ever see that? Axel will get one, Magnagez another, and they're trying to fumble to get Util in position and positioning in general. And just none of it is working. Device gets a kill. Cadian lurking in com with the Tech 9. But Boomich has got him pinned in right now.
Great position that Boomich is in. When would Cadian ever expect someone on the stairs? But even though he doesn't expect him, there's still a very nice, snappy adjustment to take off the opposite number. Take down the head of his opposite number there, the captain for BetBoom. And it's all on Zorte and Magnosius to try and make this retake happen. It's going to be 1 through from CT. Zorte will bait out the shot from the first, but Cadian flying around with the Mac-10 is a difficult target to try and track. Magnosius inflicts a lot of damage, but doesn't realize how low both Device and Cadian are, so he's going to head for the hills. He was actually tagged up at the start of the round by Device's AWP, and that's what's made him so much more handicapped coming into the clutch. So Astralis, well, it's bleak, it's grim, but they'll live to fight for another day.
Oh, God. Grey hairs are accumulating on all the Astralis players right now.
Oh, mate.
What a wild round.
Balding at this point by putting all their hair out. I don't think they have any hair left.
That's a fade. That's quite an amusing fadeaway tap there from Device to stop Magnagez from taking him down. It would, obviously would have taken the AWP out of his hands as well. It's actually quite an impactful kill from Device. Cadian went down to the bomb, by the way, in the midst of all that. So again, technically, they only win the round with 1 player alive. It's awful when it comes to the money. Thankfully, Device was able to hit that ridiculous shot. But at least it's a full eco now. Now, can this one be a bit cleaner, lads? Let's see.
Surely, surely. How many does Stavin get? He's going to get an ace. Go on, lad. All 5. That'll boost the confidence. 3 found. Does get traded, but nice little spray coming through from him. Yeah, everyone thought that Cadian rejoining with Stowen and Yabby would be the return to form for Stowen, who was never really able to show the same form we saw from him on Heroic. And they were hoping that reuniting him with Cadian might be able to allow for him to get back to his best, but unfortunately just hasn't really been the case.
Cadian says, go on, Device. It's painful. It says, go on, Device. Go and hunt with the Mac-10. I'm just going to keep the AWP for you. No worries. And then he just gets
Promise I'll give it
deleted.
back. I swear. I'm definitely going... Oh, no, you know what? I've got a good spawn here, Device. If you don't mind, I think I'm just going to go for an early... And then I swear I'll give it back after that. Look, Device doesn't have a gun, and there Cadian has actually ended up passing it across to him.
Oh, dear. Tack for BetBoom. Right time to do so. Astralis are, you know, like 5 rounds is not a lot in these days in modern day Counter-Strike. It's a recoverable scoreline, but with the amount of mistakes they've made, you'd think BetBoom will get over the line in the next few rounds or so.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've managed 5 on this T side so far. They came into this down 10 too. They've won 5 rounds already. So they've proven it's doable, but they have to win 5 in a row yet. It has to be flawless. Okay, well, let's see if BetBoom can finish off the job here and now. They don't want to break a sweat to try and conclude proceedings here on Mirage with how dominant this map has been so far. Cadian loud with his push down low, as that will certainly be heard by the catwalk player Axal. All part of the plan. Cadian knows he's taking the attention lowers. And Astralis will be able to work their way into middle here for lack of a contest.
Silent window on the bricks, holding the angle. Nade will blow from the smoke slightly, but Cadian will live to tell the tale. They are making their way up toward Cat now. I've got a good beat split coming in here, but the defense is pretty good. Just how's he found down as well? It's
And
a
how's
whiff
Siren?
from Yabby. Siren should just not have got that kill. Lovely shot from Device through the smoke, through the bench, but he's tried to do his utmost. I'm afraid it's not going to be enough. Cadian, 1 versus 4, stuck in mid, bombless, with no util.
Hopeless.
There's nothing you can do about this, I'm afraid. Magnajez with
Oh.
3 kills on the defense. There's a reason why he's always been one of our ones to watch on BetBoom or his previous teams, of course, when he was a bit more of a youngster coming through the ranks. Now Cadian has to stomp around,
Come
look
on,
for a
Trav.
duel.
Don't you remember that one time?
It's done.
I think,
13
yeah. I think it's
13-7
a
for
different
BetBoom.
memory. A different memory I was trying to recall on there. Not quite that
Yeah.
one. What a dominant display from BetBoom. And even like you're saying from Magnolia is there as well. Getting those 3 kills on the bomb side. I mean, the first one, understandable, but he was brought down already in a frail place as a team, as players as well. So how do they recover after getting trounced on Mirage, losing their 13-7, down 10-2 on the half? They have to find a way to win here on Nuke and grind this victory out to take us to an ancient decider. BetBoom, they're the ones who have the momentum behind them. They're in control. And you know what? I reckon BetBoom would actually fancy their chances starting on the T side. But, of course, they get to choose their side, and unsurprising, it's a CT side start for them. I just thought maybe dictating the pace of the game and trying to bully Astralis in a strong first half could win them the map, but they'll go for the orthodox approach, and that's fair enough.
I'll read out a quote from my good man Blair on Twitter. Watching this Astralis is like watching Arrested Development, except it's not funny. Anyway, let's get into the action. Cadian will start off the map with a kill on Siren, and actually, it's not working out all too well for BetBoom. Axel is aggressive, but he's dead before it feels like even Cadian's rounded the corner. And Astralis have found all their picks early on here. Now, listen, we've been beating up on Astralis. You know, most people do in the scene, it feels like right now. But
It's an easy
simple...
target.
Exactly, but, you know, simple as damn it, they could easily still come back and win this game. Like, it's not beyond them whatsoever.
And someone like Cadian has always been a very strong leader and been able to rally his troops, especially when, you know, things have looked bleak and grim. That's where a captain is supposed to come to the party and be the one to lead from the front and set the tone, the emotional tone, the body language, the attitude, right? And winning that pistol round will be a great way for Astralis to kind of try and put behind them what just happened on the map before this. And focus up on the occasion at hand. Stay already on the stairs very early on, catches Magnolia. This one's just about damage control here, making sure that BetBoom don't lose too many players, Astralis don't lose too many players in the process of actually winning this round out. Building up some economy and some much needed momentum.
Yeah, I'm almost expecting Astralis to win this map, right? Purely to prove us and many people wrong, and maybe even to make the third a bit pretty highly contestable as well. But who knows? That's for the future. That's for the future. They've got a player toward heaven now with Stare. That's a Mac 10. Long range kill. One more player directly below him, and he'll go down, but it doesn't matter. Only the Mac 10 has been lost. Axile is stuck in the vents. Will creep his way up. Good timing, actually, on creeping his way up. But he's missed the squeaky player. So, 1 kill from here is the goal. Device, did he check it? He does.
Inadvertently kind of thing. He was just hoping he kind of gets a back off it up to him with somebody maybe crossing, get a knife kill. Either way, not going to happen. Good clean start here for Astralis to their map pick as we head into this first gun round. I'm going to back BetBoom to get the job done in 2 here.
Okay.
Massively inspired and motivated by what I saw from them as a team and as individuals on Mirage, and I think they can translate that form here to Nuke as well. Boomich has always been a big Nuke enjoyer as an IGL. Let's see what sort of shape this first gun round is going to take here.
Yeah, of course, we got a couple of major winners in the server, so it's always fun seeing them go head-to-head. Yabi will get the first equal to Axar, the ramp anchor, of course, and unfortunately for Zorta, I feel like he had a good opportunity at a second there, not taking it, and Magno has been absolutely destroyed by utility toward that held position, but he's done so well to find Cadian. He should not have been allowed to get away with that. Device is looking to try and trade it, but he's already hopped away, and it's down now to Stown and Device to herd that bomb down toward B and get it down.
Yeah, great round coming through from Magnosias, at least in terms of getting that 1 kill and then getting out of dodge. Man advantage now for the CT side. It was looking so good for Astralis with that ramp take initially. Good trades, good spacing, forcing their way forward. And they will actually be able to get the bomb down here as well. It's going to require a retake for BetBoom as they try and set themselves up accordingly. A couple players in towards that single door. Device with the AK playing around the reactor. Finds good timing on the first. And has the information on a second. Stowen upholds his end of the bargain. But Siren still does actually frag Device. And Stowen's going to go the entire way around. This is really smart coming through from him. Siren's never going to expect this. And he doesn't have a kit either. So he's going to probably try and tap the defuse and see if he can draw Stowen out. But Stowen, with this big brain, does he start to panic and maybe spray the smoke is the question?
Oh,
no,
no,
he's holding his nerve. He's holding his nerve, and with that, he will just win the round, and he gets the kill as well.
Now that is some good clean work from Stown there. Love that. It's like he took a big deep breath, right, when he crept toward the smoke at the back silo there and was like, okay, we're all good. If he has a kit, he has a kit. It is what it is. But it's unlikely maybe on the first gun round for him to have found one. So, holds the angle and then pushes through the smoke once he hears Siren run away.
Yeah, that was certainly a back and forth round though. I mean, Astralis started off very nicely with the ramp take, and then BetBoom kind of get themselves back in a position with the 3v2, but Stown gets the job done. Now it's just the pistols here for Astralis to try and get past. Shouldn't have much of an issue.
It's always a bit nervy up against CZ, 5-7, Deagle. And angles can be played that can very often get you a cheeky 1, maybe even 2. But should be okay this time around. Axile stuck on ramp behind the box, and he's got Magno on the rotation. Oh, but if Magno hits shots like that, then hang on. Yabi is holding his ground. Magno chooses to swing aggressively, but only a few bullets left. He's got teammate support, but damage is being taken here. Cadian down to 22. Boomich will be a freebie for Stare. They should be all right.
The bomb's still in lobby. That's the only concern right now. Is sure they've got B bomb side control, but they're gonna have to try and go A instead. Stare makes his way up the ladder. Siren's gonna get all these steps right now. There is Zorte outside, and Siren hits a nice one shot there, but not going to really result into much, and as expected, it will be Astralis to get across the line, about to get a 4th round on the board in as many rounds here.
Listen, we can criticize as much as we so please when it comes to our opinions about the team and how they played, but also got to praise them when they look a lot better, and right now this has been a lot more confident and composed.
Yeah.
In the early stages for Astralis. On Nuke.
Nah, you're bang on the money. I feel like Astralis, just you can see how much more competent and comfortable they are on the T side of this map, just in terms of how they're going through the motions, the way they're moving around the map, the decisions they're making, the positions they're getting themselves into very early on in the round. It's not like they're sitting back idly or static. There's very clear and decisive plans, but we're yet to see BetBoom really even get going. I mean, look at the kill count. There's, what, 7 kills across the board. That's not even 2 frags around from BetBoom right now. And if they don't get going here in this round, if they don't get a point on the board, then Nuke starts to get out of control.
Yeah, it was a great team performance across the board from BetBoom in map 1. Right now it's also a team performance, but of the negative, I'm afraid. We need to see someone showing up, and this is a really nice call from Astralis. They've turned up the pace, they've got Cadian down the vents, they've got Sound down the vents, and they've already planted on B. And this might be a unicorn round where barely anyone goes down. Rotation will be caught by Device, and now already BetBoom should have been thinking about saving in a 5v5, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. Straight up off the bat, just round over. And it's not like there's no more trepidation in the round here for BetBoom, because you still have Stay on the opposite side of the squeaky door, Devices in the vicinity as well. So it's not actually a guarantee that BetBoom will keep these players alive. In fact, Boomage is in a lot of trouble. He'll go down here to Yabi, just almost certainly a matter of time. And there we go. So, oh man, I mean, BetBoom had already lost the round in the 5v5, but they're not even afforded the luxury of keeping all those players alive. This is worst case scenario. Don't even get to contest the round and roll the dice with the retake, and you lose most of your players.
Nice little crossfire there, actually, to hold on to what they have. And I don't think Astralis would have necessarily wanted 4 players to go down there. Only Cadian surviving. So, BetBoom haven't done badly to get those exits, but as you say, no progress on the round will be frustrating for them. Letting one player drop down the vents, but 2 is always just sets the CT side, whatever level you play at, into a bit of panic, right? Like, where are they? Could they be in the smoke? Could they be behind it? Are they down on B already? Are they planting? Like, and you think,
is it just one player going down as a lurker, holding the vent drop? There's so many, question marks at that point, like you say.
And you hear the bomb sound cue, and you're like, shit. Issues.
That's round over. That's my cue to save.
Yeah.
Look at this position Device is in so early on the round. I love it when an AWP takes the round by the scruff of the neck like this. Sets himself up in a position where he can try and post on an angle and get an opening kill for his team to set the round in motion again. Astralis are trying to keep the pressure up on BetBoom as much as they can right now. Never sitting back, never just pausing and waiting. Constantly forcing the issue, asking questions, and these questions are not being answered by BetBoom.
Siren, not very clean on toward Yabi, but he gets away with it, and he will try and stay alive to his best of his ability. He's got Zorta's help, he's been burnt out of CT Vent, and he's done well to do some damage. But again, a 3v2 for Astralis. They've fought their way in, they know that Heaven's an issue, they know that Axel will probably be rotating from ramp somewhere, which is why they're already checking lobby. But even with that kit on Axile, unless he finds one in mini right now, well, I say right now, in the next 15 seconds, I don't think there should be any issues for Astralis at all here. And there we go, Device catches him. This is a very impressive start to Nuke.
Oh yeah, a stark contrast from what we saw in the previous map. Zorta's a dead man here as well. Cadian will catch him off, and I'm just loving the calls coming through from Cadian right now. I think this is a brilliant T-side on display from Astralis, just the change-ups in approach, but pressure is the one common denominator throughout these rounds. Astralis have got the boot on the throat of BetBoom right now, and they're not letting up. And it was actually a really good combination to actually get onto the A-bomb sites itself there. Because even though Astralis had done well outside, actually trying to get onto the site itself proved to be a bit of a struggle. Especially with Siren towards Dead Vent. Eventually he was forced out into the open, and then Cadian came through from Hut, which negated the Heaven player. He wasn't able to just stay on the rafters out in the open, knowing that he would have just been a dead man there trying to fight both Mini and Hut. So, good combination there from Astralis, players combining really nicely. And now they play against a half buy.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I actually agree with you with the thought process of BetBoom starting on T side, right? Because that they can continue to dictate the map and the game, of which they've done so through most of it so far. Now it's the opposite. They've lost that control, and Astralis just going for it, hell-bent on taking this one to a third. This is another fast play coming through. It's against a lesser investment, but utility and entries are more than good enough.
Oh man, they're just brimming with confidence right now. This is a team playing full of confidence, and they're going to finish off the job as well. Looking like a completely different outfit compared to what we saw in Mirage. And again, look at the kill distribution. Just want to highlight that. Everybody between 7 and 6 kills. A 1-kill delta across the board for Astralis right now. Everybody pitching up and doing exactly as is required of them, if not more.
Yeah, great across the board, like you say. 7, 7, 7, 6, 6. It's solid as a rock. 7 rounds on the board as well to support that. Stair
Look at this.
almost catches Manias, and you say, yeah, exactly. Like, this is so pacey. And sure, like, they started the game a bit more composed and, you know, just taking their time, defaulting around the map. Now they've got a 6-0 lead, 7-0 lead. The pace change has actually, like, given them almost a new lease of life when they already had one.
Yeah, they're playing the situation beautifully right now because they know they've got BetBoom against the ropes. So now they're just throwing haymakers. They're just smothering their opponents. BetBoom just having fights offered up to them all over the map. You can imagine how chaotic the comms must be for the CT side right now. Trying to keep tabs and keep composure. And it hasn't worked out. This is going to be 8 in a row here for Astralis. What a beautiful way for them to open up here on the second map and respond to how Mirage fell apart. Axal will get his first kill of the map, but that's just a consolation kill.
To get into the game whatsoever. He'll get caught by Device, working his way forward from lobby. 9-2 for Device. As I said earlier, like, seeing him play well, even if, like, you know, the perception might be that maybe his motivation's a little bit low with where the team is currently performing at. He's used to winning things. Sure, I say used to winning things. He hasn't won things in a long time now, but he's got that history attributed to him for good reason. But you know, I definitely questioned where his mental would be, where his health would be. I mean, we all want a healthy Device. There's absolutely, I don't think anyone in the world who wouldn't want that. But, you know, you question where's the motivation if he's having trouble with the health issues, playing professional Counter-Strike, traveling to, you know, different countries to play. But he's playing great and definitely improved a lot this year already. I really hope for his sake it stays that way.
Yeah, I mean, it was a disaster that he had to pull out of the major just a couple of weeks before his team traveled, and you got to wonder the implications that had as well. But like you say, everybody prefers a full health Device and Astralis firing on all cylinders, which I guess is something we haven't seen for a long, long time. I just hope he fully buys into the project, he fully commits to the project here with Cadian. Of course, Cadian has a very unique style of leadership and the emotional side as well. He's a very emotive leader. And, you know, some people don't love that style. It kind of can clash with some people. And I think Device kind of strikes me as one of those people who prefers to keep things calm, keep things steady, a bit more stoic. But, I mean, he's got to give it a proper chance, right? And, well, it's looking great right now here on Nuke, 9 in a row. It's not even been a contest. None of these rounds have actually been close yet. This is just boys against men.
Brilliant thus far. And it's very, like, almost weird and maybe even amusing that both maps have gone the same way, but opposite ways.
Opposite directions. Yeah, exactly. What I want to say about Cadian, Travis, I feel like he's one of the best IGLs in the world who calls off of momentum.
Okay.
I feel like his teams are so difficult to stop once they've really got the ball rolling. He knows how to keep it rolling.
Yeah. Obviously, like, there's many other things that go with being an in-game leader in terms of, like, you know, figuring out problem solving, whatever. But I think that's a very fair assumption about, like, one of his main strengths, for sure.
It's because he's so good at playing pacey T sides in particular, and that's what works well when you've got momentum and you've got your opponents against the ropes.
Yeah.
To continue to smother them. This has been one of the more tempered, sort of calculated approaches from Astralis so far. BetBoom haven't lost anybody yet, but I mean, how do they even recover the map from here? Down 9-0 CT side. I don't think there's any way to reconcile this position.
It is weird. It's like, you know, we spent a lot of the first map praising BetBoom, and now we have to spend a lot of this map praising Astralis, because that's what we've actually seen on our screens in front of us, right? So it's been one of those weird games where it actually hasn't been that competitive. But, as I said, going both ways. Now, this round, 25 seconds. Stown is working his way toward Heaven. The bomb is in tow with Cadian. They've left this one very, very late after trying to turn up the pace before, and it might not work their way. Bimich with one, there are still two more side players. They've got to worry about Heaven, and that's a very whiffy one from Stown. Quick trade from Cadian. One more player, alive CT vent. The kills have come through. Bomb can go down. 6 seconds to spare. 2v2.
Oh, bomb plants are denied. 2v1 indeed. Device with the Zorb going to cross paths with Zorte, but Zorte tucking in, hugging the wall there, will be able to get the no-scope and finally get BetBoom on the board. And I don't think it's much of a coincidence when Astralis kind of change up their style just as I'm singing their praises and slow things down. It gives BetBoom a better chance in the round. They have a more sturdy base, kind of figure out what's going on, set themselves up accordingly, and get the kills necessary. Took them a lot longer than what they would have liked, but BetBoom have pitched up at the Cedar Creek power plant.
Solid. To at least be patient enough to wait for Device to make a move in that situation. But you definitely need these last 2 rounds of the half as well to even have a sniff after the break. Zorta will do well to find step, and now that might force Astralis to try and make a bit more of a quicker move elsewhere. Mollying toward ramp, they are going to push Axel away. Zorta in position, flashed off, but timings the shot well. 5v3.
And a must-win round, obviously, to try and save the day and make this a 9-3 halftime scoreline. This will be the second step in that process, and it's going a whole lot better here. This time, BetBoom able to pad up the defense towards ramp. Zorte getting in on the action. Great round coming through from him. A triple kill. By far and wide, the cleanest round here so far from the CT side. Axel spots Arcadian. Relays the information through to his teammates. And the job is as good as done. Zorte wants to try and just force the finisher. That will cost him his life. Cadian, he's scooped up the bomb as well, but this is just... There's no chance. He's got a few options on the table in terms of what he could do from this position. He's going to go with the more simple one, the more direct one, and he will get traded out straight afterwards.
It's funny, right? We were talking in the break. I'm going to expose you here. I hope you don't.
You go ahead, mate.
But
yeah, absolutely.
We were talking about how like Cadian as an individual is just you felt, and I didn't disagree with you. Just feels like his aim is never clean anymore, and it just feels like he's been a bit left behind. And now map 2's begun, and he's 13-4. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, he is having a great time of it, to be fair. And it's not to say he can't have his days anymore, but it's more just generally speaking, his mechanical level has certainly dipped off. And of course, he's had to try and take on a new role as a rifler.
Yeah, for sure.
He's doing quite a lot of the lurking as well. But when you watch him, there's just a lot of rounds that aren't that easy on the eye.
He's definitely impressing here, not just with the fragging, but with the calling too. Now, Astralis, last one of the half. Let's see if they can get double digits, just like BetBoom did on map 1. Siren holding this angle, but it's very easy just to get overrun from this area. Zorta will start the round with a headshot on Yabby. Oh, but Boomich, he can't complete that kill before he goes down. Stairs got both. Siren will go down as well. Zorta Heaven, they know he's probably around this area, but now he's completely stuck. Flash available. It all kind of depends on what Magnajets can do from this flank. But actually, they've still found 2 kills and denied the plant. I don't know how they managed to do that. Magno is now in the perfect position. Stan was waiting for the peak. Not going to happen. And Device has got pretty much 50 seconds to do something with this. But he's got to kill 3 players. Axel offers himself up on a silver platter. But Magno will flank at the right time. It's a great half from Astralis, but a little recovery at the end from BetBoom. Do we have a third? We'll see. From Astralis to BotBoom, it's been a tale of two ends this series thus far. Nothing really to speak of for BetBoom in that first half until the very end of it. Can they bounce back now on T? Astralis will be looking for Ancient.
Surely not, right? Astralis has just looked so good throughout the map. Cadian has a job to do. The cavalry's coming through thick and fast. Cadian posted on the angle, tapping away. It doesn't look great there. He's going to lose his life out. But like I say, there is some support that's arrived. The supporting cast, the actors, will be able to find a couple kills in return. Stowen, well, thankfully for him, Magnosius has run out of ammo. Yabby's rotated through, but some awkward timing as he crosses past Siren, who will actually go back to find the kill. And it's only Stair left remaining, and they seem to have an idea as to where he is. He could still beat them to the punch if he goes up the ladder into the safe bomb site. Shoulder surely been spotted. Magnosius will just keep him busy. And this is BetBoom absolutely on course to get themselves a fourth.
Hang on. Let's see. Bomb will go down. Stair needs to realise quickly that it's A. He will. Now. There we go. Maybe a little bit longer than I suspected he would take to realise. But he's going to fly his way up the vent, trying to fake it out. He realises he's being held in heaven, and that's probably the worst possible angle to hold from for Stair's particular worries. So I'm going to choose to go through secret instead. He's obviously worried about both the hell position and heaven, and there's a big goosh. That is opportunity gone. Boomich with 2 kills. Can he make it 3? He's leaping his way in. He wants blood, does Boomich. Saving would be okay, of course. You've got Kevlar to keep. Might give you something to work with on the force buy, but that bomb's going to explode, and he's going to die with it.
Well, that's unfortunate. Doesn't even get to really attempt the retake there, and ultimately ends up losing his life. BetBoom do exactly as was required of them coming into the second half, as they win the opening pistol round here. If I said a second pistol, I guess. Opening round of the half. It's going to be a force buy in response from Astralis. If BetBoom convert against the force, win against the anti-eco, or win their anti-eco, and then win the first gun round, we have a 9-7 scoreline, which would be a massive contrast to how the game looked at one point. So, I mean, Astralis still in complete control right now, but the job is not done.
And kill for device as well on the scout, which is a lovely start to this force buy. 4 Galils remain. They're all grouped up outside as well, and Yabby being here towards secret, sure they have a couple of mollies for that, which is usually what you throw in there. They're kind of just peeking it without really throwing their prepared util. And that gives Yabby 1. Will get traded, but Stam still lurking around outside at the moment. Zorta's now got control of secret. You've got Zorta doing a bit more damage. And Sam obviously is worried about Garage being completely taken now. And you want to just, if you're a BetBoom right now, you don't want to just push him and remove him from that position and stop him from being a worry. But to do that, you've got to cross other angles, which could be a risk. They know that the device scout is in play. So you can understand why they don't want to go too aggressive on it. Uh-oh, knife out.
No. Cadian.
Cadian.
What? Why has he got his knife out? Why does he have his knife out? That's a
Cadian.
disaster. That's giving them a free path onto the speed bomb site. Siren is still lurking outside. He's caught Stair. Device is going to arrive on the scene, but he won't be able to actually deny the plant itself. It's a 2 versus 2. Round completely opened up. Zorte has spotted out Device to scout. A smart repositioning coming through from him as well.
Oh!
And eventually, Device will actually land a tag. Can he finish off the frag? Oh! Was just moving ever so slightly as he fires off the shots, and that'll be enough to dissuade Stowen from committing. BetBoom, I mean, they really didn't have much going for them in the 3v4 when they were outside, Trav.
That is... They knew that there was a player in secret. They knew that Yabby went down. That place, that area of the map was not figured out for Astralis. There was no reason for Cadian to take his knife out. I know that butterfly fade is pretty, mate, but that's for later. Not for now.
Yeah, I just have no idea what he's thinking there. He's completely misread the situation. No need at all to have the knife out. And that's going to mean Astralis now have to eco. Or does it? Why does he have a hero MP9, Trav? A hero MP9 is not the play here. Not when you're leading 9-5. CT side of Nuke, this feels completely unnecessary.
I'm cringing at some of these decisions. I'm cringing. That's unfortunate. Why won't you think of the children, Cadian?
Oh man, yeah. I mean, this means that next round he's gonna have to play with an MP9 again. This has become a big part of his role in Astralis. Is like often takes the SMG so his teammates can play with rifles or the AWP. But I mean, how much does this really tip the scales in Astralis, in the direction of Astralis? A hero MP9 alongside a full eco. I don't really think it. I think it barely touches sides. Don't think it makes much of a difference at all.
It gives you something with the Galil, right? Like, I get it, but there's no reason. Like, be patient. You can just take a second, take a deep breath, and wait till the proper buy. Sure, he might say, listen, if I get 1 kill, it's half paid it off already. But I don't know. Listen, it's 40 seconds. It's still a 5v5. Let's see what Astralis can put himself into here. They've got 3 players on B. If they go for a mini A split, that should be the safest option out of every option they had left, actually. That's pretty well decided upon from BetBoom. Axar will deal with Yabi. Axar had a very slow first half, so I'm looking to see him get into the action a little bit more on the T side.
We could make that point for everybody on BetBoom bar Zorte. He was actually the reason they were able to win 3 rounds in the dying stages of that first half. Kind of just took the game by the scruff of the neck and said, all right, I'll do it myself. Kills coming through here as well. BetBoom going to make this one nice and clean. Okay, not as clean as it once was. There's now Magnosia's blood splattered all over the floor. Axal will continue to frag, find some anti-ecos though, pad the stats a little bit, improve the confidence. I don't think he should take this fight, not necessary. In fact, he's going to die to the bomb explosion here. Axal's dead.
Cadian will save the MP9 after all that, so pretty much he's no better off in any way,
it's a
really.
Some game at that point, I guess. Yeah, it's okay. Saving the MP9. He could actually drop an M4 now, you know.
It's alright. Like, at the end of the day,
really
as you said, like, again, it's a weird force, but the fact he's kept it means he can get the full util, all good. He's got 1850. I would have liked to see him be the one guy to buy a kit. I think that makes most sense here. Who knows whether that makes a difference at the end of the round. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, working their way outside. Not many smokes in play for BetBoom just yet. They're looking to maybe take this one on a dry peak. They're going to throw them in late. We've got players with control of red already. And yeah, Magnus is going to make his way down. And he's made his way down completely undetected. Yabi and Cadian will go down because they know it's a possibility. They have smoked it off, to be fair to them. So, good rotations. But BetBoom have got a lot of positional control now.
Still a great crossfire setup between Cadian and Yabi, though. Generally, this crossfire is very difficult to get past. Do BetBoom keep up with this very simple approach is the question. Are they going to just try and feign some presence here in secret and then go elsewhere? It looks like they're going to be committing. Util raining on in. Yabi would have been spotted on the jump up. I don't think that they know Cadian's here for a fact. And oh man, this round on a knife's edge right now. It's about to be cut wide open though. Cadian tucked into the corner. It's going to be a big wide swing from Zorte, which will result in Cadian losing his life out. Yabi on top of the reactor. It's a great position to be in, but the problem is when you get pressured from both double and single door, and it's not like anyone's rotating down to help him right now. He's on an island.
It's really awkward. I like this position. It's one of the most powerful positions, but not if they go control room. You see legs first. If they go single and double, he might be able to get one, but now he's going to get caught. Yeah, it just doesn't work out for him. He tries to play the powerful position. It just never felt like he was going to get the favourable duel. The 2 out of the 3 are favourable, but he got the one that doesn't work out for him. And Magno has already spotted Stare on the rotation, on the retreat. Axel will catch him, and suddenly this game has got legs.
It's open. This game has been opened up here by BetBoom as they've now won 7 rounds in a row. And I just love the methodical approach from them in secret. Such good util usage to negate both Yabi and Cadian. That crossfire was never actually able to come to life. And then just good awareness, good double peaks, good combination as they actually crunch onto the bomb site itself there, rendering Yabi's position useless. I do kind of scratch my head though, And I wonder where the rotations were from Astralis, because nobody had moved a muscle after Cadian dies. No one's starting to rotate down to join up with Yabby, and it's not like there was any pressure elsewhere on the map.
Yeah, I think BetBoom in the end parred that one pretty well. They weren't necessarily to know where Yabby was, but they found the answer. First kill coming through just means there's no one really else to truly help Yabby. Again, as I say, it's a powerful position. It's one that gets you freebies if you've got teammate support to watch control. They didn't have that. And in the end, really, I would actually even say it's a T-favoured angle if they come from control and you're sitting top silo. The door pushes will always be CT favoured, but not that one.
I mean, we've spoken about already how rough things have been for Astralis. I mean, they've had some good results online, I suppose, but if they go on to lose the series 2-0 after that very dominant opening 9 rounds, then that might be the end of the world. I don't know if the sun would come up tomorrow for the Astralis players or Org if that happens.
Yeah, this one was looking so good. It was 9-0, don't forget. 7 rounds in a row for BetBoom. As I said, now very much in the game. Impressive from Astralis. We're really liking what I've seen from them on that CT, on that T side. Sorry, the pacing and calling from Cadian was wonderful, but now it's truly a game. Device playing an aggressive angle on ramp, a very wide angle, and that smoke's going to cause him issues though. And he's going to have to fall back with Cadian, and they just have to give up ramp. They've got really no choice but to let BetBoom control that portion of the map.
Where's the reactions? Where's the reactions from Astralis right now after BetBoom have taken full ramp control? There's nobody moving anywhere on the map. Are they just hoping that it's a fake from BetBoom and they're going to go back for the A exec? I mean, that's just not a gamble you can afford to rely on. But there hasn't been a single reaction from Astralis in this round right now. And BetBoom are about to find themselves a completely free bomb site.
And again, I mentioned it earlier. Do we just 5v5 save here? Is that what we're actually doing? It's the most obvious call. You have to do it. I can't hate it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah, but this one's self-inflicted.
Yeah, I get it. Unicorn round here, chat. Enjoy it.
Oh, yeah, it should be one. All 10 players alive on the server. BetBoom going to get the points on the board, but I can't believe there's no reaction there from Astralis. Nobody rotating down the vent to try and pad up the defense on B. No push into lobby there to try and get info if BetBoom actually are going down ramp. They just sit by idly, gamble, and hope that BetBoom don't actually just walk into that B bomb site. 9-8. BetBoom draw within 1. 1 round away from matching Astralis' streak in that first half. And I'm somewhat feeling vindicated here, Trav, in my statement thinking that BetBoom should have started this map on the T side.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Zorta, why did you have to die to the bomb, man? We could have had all 10 players alive at the end of the round.
That's true. Well, I guess unicorns aren't real, and there's the proof, Trav.
Yeah, sorry, chat, I lied to you. L caster.
That's not true. Come on. Everybody knows the truth, Trav. Here we go.
Right.
9-8. BetBoom draw within 1. At least the one advantage for Astralis is that they keep all 5 players alive, so they guaranteed a full buy in the next round no matter what happens here. But man, where are the timeouts? I don't know if we've seen any from Astralis yet here in the second half.
Oh, I feel like BetBoom, are they just prepared to pounce here with a util execute on A?
I do like the call. I
think
the call.
it's good.
Change up. Here we go. Util raining on in right now. You got Stay on the front lines out in the open with his MP9. It's going to be BetBoom to try and swing on him first, and he can't actually get the kill despite the fact the flashes are so good. Good follow-up damage there from Stay as well. Stown will capitalize, and there's many more where that came from here for Astralis as well.
Yeah, they've kind of stalled BetBoom now. This could be finally Astralis breaking the streak. Sounds on well to find Magno. It's to creep into the angle from Device. He could have so easily have gone down there. But that's some confident Device we want to see. Checks Hut properly. Takes the kill. Zorta 1v4. Without the bomb. Cadian going looking for him. Timing. Gets into the corner. But not ready for the angle. Not ready for Zorta to be there so quickly. So there's one back. He's got 40 seconds to not just get himself near the bomb, but pick it up. think
This one's
Astralis
just
will
about
ever
damage.
allow that.
Yeah, it's just about damage right now for Zortes. See how many players he can take down. And like I said, I like the call there from Boomich. I like the call from BetBoom. I think it's a good option trying to go for that change of pace and towards the A bomb site. Try and really hammer home this momentum and inflict some big damage onto Astralis' confidence. But Astralis shut them down. And it was a very fine line there between BetBoom actually falling flat on their faces like they did and getting onto the bomb site, right? If Boomich wins that initial fight there with Stare, then Stound's life becomes so much more difficult. The rotations can't come through as quickly as they do.
You know, I think my eyes weren't deceiving me. I'm pretty sure Boomich didn't have a helmet in that situation. I'm pretty certain. And that's probably one of the main reasons. I'm not saying it's the main reason. Maybe he would have died anyway, because he did get a headshot, obviously. But maybe he gets an extra split second against Stare with the MP9 and actually wins the duel. And maybe that round is totally different. You never know. I think Astralis' setup was still good enough. But small little point. Boomich has only got a Glock right now. He did have a gun. I don't know where he's thrown it. What's going on there? There we go.
Oh, maybe a lack of a helmet in the previous round, no gun in this one. Boomich is just having a couple self-inflicted handicaps right now. It's speculation, of course, either way. 10-8. Astralis have got their first round here in the second half. Sometimes, all you need is that one round to really get the show on the road. Device has the support of Cadian. They're going to combine here towards ramp, and Cadian effectively trades himself out. Device still remains in position, and he'll keep the C-side at bay. Flash to the smoke, not going to be enough to catch Device off. Just completely blinded, sprays down, gets a kill, and it's only Siren left, and surely not for much longer.
It's funny how things just totally turn when you just don't think they will, right? Like the streak from BetBoom, they were right in the game. Suddenly Astralis think, oh dear, they're one round away. Let's start playing again. I know that's obviously me being facetious, but it is amusing how patterns work in this game, and they've managed to get themselves to 11-8. 2 away from Ancient in the battle for IEM Dallas. Reminder, of course, we've got 4 teams that are already qualified through EU. BC Game, who beat Astralis to make it, of course. That's the team with but most of X-Bleed now.
Yeah.
With Prime Taps in tow. And next they had a wonderful game. 3D Max, Falcons, Gamer Legion have all joined up as well.
The 3D Max one, I think that's the one that shocks me the most, just because of the fact that they've replaced Jocko with Body and immediately found success.
He looked really good, I'll be honest with you. It's kind of crazy. Like, people would say, oh, Jocko's more explosive. Body's like, you know, he won an event in 2016, hasn't done anything since then. But I think that move to Body actually might have made them a little bit more consistent across the board. And maybe Jocko was a bit more volatile of a player when it comes to his individual form. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm still very speculative of the move. I'm probably one of the people who was against the move of replacing Jocko with Body, but we'll see how it ages. We'll see how it plays out. Very good from them to qualify for the event. Of course, them and BC Game, the two people that are the two teams that most people will be surprised to see qualifying through the upper bracket. Either way, 11-8. Astralis 2 rounds away from getting the job done, and basically the job's as good as done if they can win this gun round here, because BetBoom just don't have much residual money.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue. Zorta looking for something outside. On top of Red. Looking to go up against maybe a Device who would be AWPing from that hell position, but not the case this time around. Smoke will fade, but he'll still have the opportunity to keep having a glance. Kenny will rotate into ramp and actually look to help out Device in that position, maybe stopping him some utility. Yeah, be close Mini in that position where we've seen many a multi-kill over the years, and wouldn't he want one now just to give a bit more breathing room to the end of this map of Nuke. Axel been disappointing compared to map 1, and that CT side is really what hurt them. Anyway, 42 seconds. We need to make a move now. Boomich, of course, tagged from earlier. This is awkward because they have positional control outside and around the map in towards Secret, but where do you go now when you don't really have intel on what Astralis have lent toward? They're going to try B.
Yeah.
Magno will make some noise, but that's all.
They've pivoted. They've actually pivoted. It's to fake to try and draw rotations and focus down towards that lower bomb side, and now they're going to make their way through mini. This is what I was initially expecting to be the plan from BetBoom, with the way they'd postured themselves on the map, and it's all on Stowen to try and save the day, but Zorte, he's found all 3 kills to devastate the defense on the A bomb sites and get the job done for his team. And I was expecting this for BetBoom because the bomb was still in T-spawn or just outside of it, and Boomich was just posted up on mini the entire time. And Astralis have kind of been reluctant to commit to the rotation, so I was actually thinking it wouldn't really work too well for them because, well, they fake B, and I wasn't thinking Astralis were going to move too many players away from A, but still works out perfectly. Zorte explosive finds a vital multi-kill as BetBoom survived to live for another day.
And that's with the rifle as well for Zorta, of course. Besides, listen, this would be easier if Boomich has it on low HP. And Zorta has popped off. 19 on the board now. And again within 2 are BetBoom. Your opponents are on 11, you always feel like you have a shot. And yeah, money is good for Astralis. I think they're going to be good for, you know, a couple of rounds. If it keeps going this way and they actually don't save anything, there is a world in which the last round of regulation there is not perfect buy. But
yeah, you're right.
We're not there yet, so I would say there should be no panic.
Surely Astralis have got enough gas in the tank to get the job done from here. Quite funny that they're using their first timeout now, and we didn't see them actually bring a pause to the table earlier on, but they can still go a big step in the direction of putting this map away if they can win this gun round here. 12-9, 3 chances to finish off the job. I'd imagine that's enough. Zorte is just dragging BetBoom through this map, kicking and screaming. Got them by the collar, dragging down the corridor. He's trying to get to the end line here. He's got a lot of weight on his shoulders. Needs his teammates to come to the party as well.
Some of these games for Astralis have been absolute grinds lately. I mentioned them, of course, earlier. That game against 9, it went to like 7 overtimes in the Res Showdown. 2 13-1s against 500 in that event too. It's been nothing's been easy for them. Having to battle for it. They're doing good work here to keep this one close. Oh, Cadian does not expect Magnager so close toward that double door position.
Yeah,
Gets
why would
completely destroyed. And now shadow advantage for Device, but Magno, well, it was Zortu in the previous round. Now it's Magnajez. He's having one, and Siren is hitting his headshots too. Stair will trade, but bomb already on B. And again, Astralis lose control quite quickly.
Yeah, BetBoom have a new lease on life. I love the way that Magnojez just throws caution to the wind, runs it down secret, destroys Cadian, and then is able to inflict the same treatment on Device as well, despite the fact Device even had the shadow advantage and knew he was coming. And he's still hunting. He's still searching. Exakills would be invaluable here right now for Magnojez. Oh, double digits. BetBoom up to double digits, Trav. It was 9-0 at one point. Since then, BetBoom have won 10 out of the past 12 rounds. It may still prove to not be enough, though.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Magnojez allows for the smoke to rebloom. Goes for the burst, kills Stowen. At least there will stay alive, but BetBoom have drawn within 1 here.
Magnajez has been a bit quiet, but that's a stunning round. And it doesn't matter when you get them as long as you do. Impact rounds, whatever time, are welcome. And that closes the gap to 1. Astralis 11-10. Reminder, at one point this was 9-0 for Astralis. Again, as I said, yeah, 1 player saving is alright. They still have money, but could be an issue if we get closer to that round 24. It's down in secret. Incendiary in position to hold him at bay.
Oh, Siren.
Oh, he's got down the vents. Yabi hasn't seen it. I don't think any sound cue's been made there either. Magnajez is going to clear out Secret properly, and Stan will go down. That's a huge entry. And with a teammate already down the vents, that opens up B again.
Round over. That's a straight up off the bat round over. There's no way for Astralis to contest here. Magnojez again finds the opening kill to set the round in motion. And Astralis, I mean, the bomb's not even down yet, and they're already committed to the save. They've already called it a day here. 11 all. BetBoom have fought the entire way back from being down 9-0 to leveling up the scoreline here in pursuit of that 2-0 victory. Astralis have dropped off the face of the earth. Feels like the only 2 people who are still fragging on the CT side is Stair and Device. Stown and Cadian had great starts to the map, but they've cooled off completely.
And that round there's nothing to analyse in that round other than the fact that literally Astralis have 2 players in position to stop BetBoom taking B, and both of them lost their duel. Like really, that genuinely is it. BetBoom are doing a good job of realising where the open spots are and committing to it together, but at the same time, that again hinged on Magno getting that opening frag, and that was it. It's not been the first time it's happened in this map. B site and holding control of it has not been something that Astralis have been enjoying too much, and that's going to be probably the main thing they look back on in the demo later, win or lose.
And the real concern here for Astralis is that money hasn't been a problem. They've had so many gun rounds to play here in the second half, gun round after gun round, because they keep having players staying alive in these rounds that they're losing. They had that weird 5 players staying alive, big boost their economy, which certainly did bolster things. So it's not like it's been a lack of AWPs or utility or kits that's been the problem. It feels like these opening kills have just been enough to dictate the outcomes of the round so far here, in both directions. When Astralis have found opening kills, then BetBoom have kind of just been rolled over. 11 all. We're going to go the distance. We're going to require all 24 rounds here. Even overtime would be a mini victory for BetBoom, considering the position they were in at one point on this map.
Absolutely. Usually, I wouldn't say Nuke is as T-sided as this.
No,
but
sir.
Looking that way today. Hope you're enjoying the game wherever you're watching from. It's been a bit of a wild one. First map was a stomp, but we thought this one would be too. Not the case. Not the case. And now, a gap in those outside smokes. Device looking for it. And Magno doing the right thing not to cross at the moment, but Boomich could just pounce into a mini and a timing. Sound needs this duel. Oh, it's so messy. Device will take Axel, but he's missed his shot, and it's very awkward. They see each other fall back. One behind red, and Device back to spawn. Tagged down to 18.
He's familiar with this part of the map, innit? He's been here a lot, just whether it's saving or posting up on angles. He's been tagged, though. Zorte landed a tag, couldn't complete the frag. And BetBoom are going to have to reassess the situation. Obviously, a lot of trauma for Astralis around that B bomb site. So Cadian's rooted in position. Stare and Cadian, excuse me. It's Cadian who's towards ramp right now, working his way forward. This is good from Astralis. This is proactive, but might be a bit of false sense of security, some false information for them.
Oh my god, the timing. Cadian and Sarah here. They're coming in toward lobby now. In comes the fight to seal the round. And Cadian, that is possibly his biggest moment of the game. What a 3K at exactly the right time. And that comes, as you say, Matt, from finally a bit of proactivity around the map. Hang on, though. Siren, 1v3. Gets the first toward Cadian. Devices low from earlier on. Yabi in a position where he could be pre-fired, could be checked. Siren was just here, but no. Doesn't gauge it at all. Yabi takes the headshot. And Astralis have a map point.
Yeah, and they breathe a massive sigh of relief as well. Good initiative being taken and a monster triple kill from Cadian, who's been very quiet on the CT side, delivers the goods when his team need him to the most. He was the last player in lobby. If he went down there, I think that was round over. I think BetBoom get the job done because there's no one home on A. And unfortunately for Siren, he had kind of shifted into the A bomb site from Squeaky, and he wasn't in a position to try and help get that trade on Cadian. Oh, Astralis. Still a shot here to get the job done in regulation. One opportunity. Otherwise, we wipe the slate clean here on Nuke and run it back into overtime.
Gabby was playing this position earlier. Now it's set down and toward that mini position. That's frustrating for Siren, though. He tries to creep his way through once he hears utility being thrown, but Stair ready and doing a good job at that as well. Magnage has been tagged as he tries to make his way down toward that secret position. And Stair is back in that position to hold him at bay with a molly. Astralis feeling a really good spot right now to maybe take this to a third. It's not been easy. Again, it's been a grey hair-inducing map for them. But 13-11 is 4 kills away. Stair repositioning in toward Dark, and Cadian is now going to rotate in as well. It's double AWPs for Astralis in this situation. If BetBoom can get the bomb down with the double AWPs, it's still going to be tough for Astralis. But Cadian, that's an excellent swing and peek. They're trying to fake him out. They're trying to make him miss a shot. They finally have. Time is not an issue yet, but numbers are. Yabi rotating in with the AK. And he could have a great timing on Magnages. This should be a free kill in the side. Yabi has got Ancient, a map 3 decider in the palm of his hand. Magno will go down. And it's Zorta and Boomich. 2 versus 5. Not knowing where to look at next. Boomich may have found that trade on Yabi, but this is so hard to break through now. 22 seconds. The bomb is on Boomich. Zorta has to just swing and immediately headshot Cadian. Actually, that's a kill. It's slightly whiffy from Stair. Goodness gracious me. Hearts in mouths moments. But now 12 seconds. Boomich has to run players down, and Device will not allow that to happen. We're going to a third. It'll be Ancient. And I'm so happy with there because this series has been delivering.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, man, Astralis, they get the job done. It was always supposed to be their victory. They were up 9-0 at one point. It gets as close as it could possibly get there in regulation. 13-11.
Astralis or BetBoom, they'll be facing them tomorrow evening. But it's Ancient to decide it. In we go.
Keep in mind, BetBoom did pick Ancient yesterday into Falcons. So clearly they still kind of value the map and they hold the map in pretty high regard, even though they got demolished 13-2. Whenever a team picks a map, they've obviously been working on it and they back themselves on it. So it's certainly going to be an interesting affair. BetBoom won the knife round, which gives them choice of sides coming into this third and final map. CT side start for them. Boomage with a kit and a smoke grenade. Astralis have got quite a lot of utility sprinkled into the mix as well. No upgraded pistols, and they're venturing in towards A. And that's the perfect call. Look at the setup from the CT side. They're on the wrong side of the map trap.
They are. I mean, we all know how retakeable A is. Probably the most retakeable bomb site in the game. But, you know, while Boomich may have a smoke kit, they need to get here quickly. Astralis can get set up now. They're going to have full temple control too. And that's going to make it so awkward. 2 players baiting each other in with a third to distract. How on earth do BetBoom get in from here? In come the opening taps. Another headshot will come in. Magnagez will go down to 9 HP. That smoke will now be deployed. Is it near enough the bomb to make it covered? I'm not so sure. They're taking a lot of damage on this. But Cadian will get his first towards Siren. And they've just not got Boomich on the defuse yet. He's trying to fight, but he's the last one left. And all the kills come through. It's actually really comfortable.
I really like the approach there from Astralis, especially Cadian in towards middle. He was a very late lurk coming through from elbow into donut. That gave Astralis an extra avenue, an extra layer in the post plant there. Because generally you need 2 footholds in a post plant. And they had Temple, that was for sure. But they needed something else to play off of. And it was that donut position Cadian had. And yeah, just a very good job from Astralis there in the post plant in general. BetBoom never really able to get going. Very one-dimensional from them. All 5 players coming through from CT, and they completely missed the smoke on the bomb. So there was really never any chance there for the CT side.
Yeah, I was going to say, that little right-click smoke from Boomich, it didn't look like it went in the right place. I was keeping an eye on it, and I was like, he can't just stick it. There's players in the way. He'll just die.
It wasn't
like
deep enough. Yeah,
just nowhere near deep enough. And that is really what hurt them. Sure, Boomich would have just leapt his way onto that bomb, tried to hold it in the smoke while maybe his teammates were alive, but never got that opportunity, I'm afraid. And now it gives Astralis a clean 2-0. Magno, can deny a plant here? Okay, he can't deny it, but he can get a couple of kills with the help of Zorta coming in from Donut. Bomb is down, and of course Magno is right next to it, so it's a little bit awkward, but Device is there on hand, and they had them locked in toward that donut position anyway. So Zorta will drop, Stown gets the kill, 2-0 start.
Yeah, good work here from Astralis. Good way to open up their accounts. Of course, they would have been probably a little bit frustrated the way Nuke could slip through their fingers. Sure, they eventually won the map, but had to actually expend a lot more energy to get across the line on the map than what they would have wanted, considering that 9-0 position they were in on the T side. Either way, that's behind us. One map here between BetBoom and Astralis to get into the lower bracket final. You win that final, you qualify for Dallas. That's the equation right now. And again, it's going to be a fast-pacey play towards the A-bomb side. Astralis keeping up a very similar sort of style here on the T side of Ancient compared to what we saw on Nuke, and it worked really well for them on that map.
No. Oh, Stair was just caught jumping up onto the ledge in the corner of Donut there, and that catches him off guard. But Device and Yabi, 2 kills back. Look how Yabi is. Oh, it's absolutely wild. It's back and forth. Bomb plant has been denied again. 2v2 after all this, and Device. Oh, if Stown can just stay alive. Okay. You stayed alive long enough. to set up device because the bomb went down. They have not got any idea he's gone through temple yet and is in CT. Neither are looking. One tap. Oh, but Boomich, he crossed the angle quick enough. He's trying to get to the bomb, but now he's so low. Just the Glock to fight. It's a 10-second defuse for goodness sake, and that's never going to work in a month of Sundays. 3-0.
Oh, back and forth throughout the round there. I thought Magnosia's have been the difference maker in towards Donut. Realizes he has to make a bit of a play there. He's able to get that first kill, and then he denies the plant afterwards. But unfortunately, it's not actually enough to convert the round for his team. Device with a very well thought out 1v2, recognizing there's no way BetBoom will expect him to come through from CT. Kind of missed that opportunity to just win the round cleanly, though, inadvertently when Boomich starts to run on towards the bomb. And that certainly did feel like a huge gamble from Boomich to try and stick to the defuse with the 10-seconder. But
yeah,
Astralis prevailed.
That's just never going to work. It's like, once he was caught and damage was done, I think it's always going to be pretty awkward. Oh my goodness, there's another flash coming over and Sam's just staring at it. And Magno, we got 2 with the MP9 pushing aggressively in mid. Cadian's done well, and a spray comes through from Yabi, catching Axile, falling back to Donut. That's an important catch as well. That was getting a bit scary to begin with, but yeah, I think nearly maybe 50 times out of about 75, I think Device wins that clutch, right? Seems pretty guaranteed for me in that one. Because he just didn't have any idea.
Slightly more than that number you just suggested. Either way, it is going to be another round one for Astralis. A couple of casualties, but nothing that they're going to be too concerned about. And just looking at Yabi and the start that he's had here on the map, I mean, he's been completely neutered in the series so far. He's got 22 kills across the previous 2 maps before this. So we need a big Yabi game. Another player who's disappeared off the face of the earth in the series, or disappeared implies he was there to begin with, which he just hasn't been, is Axile Trav. He's 20 for 30 across the previous 2 maps and 0-4 here on the 3rd map. We need Axile back if BetBoom are going to stand any chance.
Yeah, it was a little bit deceiving, like his KD on... hang on, I'll get back to that because we've got a play coming in here toward A, and Yabi's going super fast about it. Axile will go down to Ser. He's just not finding any luck. And there might be an incendiary on the plant spot, but they need a kill, and Simon will not be able to deliver it. Ser takes that one as well. You mentioned earlier about how Cadian calls very well around momentum, and it feels like he's doing that once again here. He's got BetBoom in his back pocket.
Absolutely, just smothering BetBoom, not giving them any time in this round to set themselves up and, you know, come into the round with the plan, try and take map control, try and have a little bit of a plan to find an opening kill and then get info and set themselves up accordingly. There's none of that. It's just an all-out war here from Astralis right now, and they're conditioning BetBoom. I mean, they've been hammering home on that A bomb site throughout these early rounds, and Boomich will go down as well to Cadian. He's 9-2, man. Not only has he got the right calls right now, he's fragging like a boss.
Yeah, proved us wrong from earlier, that's for sure. Playing pretty well. Sure, makes mistakes. We've seen that when he took his knife out and all those sort of bits and pieces, but it's I mean, a good series overall. And yeah, as I was kind of touching on earlier, like Axile has definitely been a player that I desperately want to reach the highs that he once reached, and he's had an okay year, even though like he's not had like team success individually, Cloud9, whatever. Now on BetBoom, started the year well, but there's still a bit of confidence missing. And you say he's kind of been missing over the whole series. First map was okay. He went 13-11, was actually top rated across the entire board. He wasn't top fragging, I believe. I think he did a lot of other bits and pieces that obviously helped his rating and proved why that system worked really well on Mirage.
Yeah.
But BetBoom overall, especially in that Falcons game that we had a quick chat about where they got 26 forward, uninspiring T-sides have been a bit of an issue. Not as really been the issue today, but they do like to give up streaks like this.
I'll say the concern for Axel, just going back to that conversation, is that he only got 7 kills in 24 rounds on you. That is a huge problem. Either way, good opening frags found from Astralis. They're trying to force their way into this B bomb site. I'm not entirely sure it's actually necessary for them to go for that gamble sort of smoke push in a 5v3, but they will prevail. It will work out for them. Job done. Good cleanup from Yabi. He gets a triple kill in that anti-half buy. And Astralis have already locked in a guaranteed halftime scoreline at the bare minimum.
Matt, what's going on? Can we not have a close game at the beginning of a map at all today? What the hell?
Yeah, it's a good point. Certainly been bossed by the T side so far, Trav, if we think about it. It's been a very T-heavy game. It was a 10-2 half for BetBoom when they started T-side Mirage, a 9-3 half for Astralis on Nuke when they started T-side as well. And now 6-0 for Astralis. It's been dominated by the T-sides this series.
It's actually strange. Like, I don't think I've seen a series like it recently. Every map has started 8-0, I'm pretty sure, or like 9-1, definitely.
Yeah.
An odd one. Yabby will take a tag this time. A dig to the corner of the site, but Siren just can't finish his dinner. Boomich is here as well, and he's got a bit of a setup. But again, Zorta will go down to Kaden. That's a big shot on the other side of the map right now. You can see where that went down with the X on the minimap. And Device just waiting for the possibility of Boomich checking from Jag. And it's a tag, not a frag, but it's a critical one.
What's the call going to be from Kaden here in the 4v3? They've got some information. Oh, Boomich has respawned. He's doppelganged himself, Trav. That's not allowed. Is this a new perk or something that's coming to the game I'm not aware about? I don't know. Either way, jokes aside, HUD is bugging out. Someone must have just left the game, restarting their game. As I was saying, what's the call going to be from Kaden? What's the timing going to be like for Magnosia coming through from elbow? He's
Hello.
going to spot 1-2 crossing, but he's going to decide to instead head back to A main instead of trying to track and trace them. And that's a huge kill from Stair, cutting the map down the center. Magnosia is going to have to go nuclear here if there's any chance for BetBoom in the round.
Yeah, and just a reminder, there are 2 players remaining on the server. There we go. It's fix itself as we get all 5 players back in. And Cadian, he rightly checks the big flank. Magno tried to play the long game, but with Axel going down 2, it compounds the pain. Axel did not look clean on that duel either. I don't know where he's gone when it comes to his individual in this series. And Cadian ahead of the game and ahead of BetBoom 7-0 right now.
Yeah, I'm even just thinking about that play from Magnosia's where he spots the player crossing towards Donuts and then he decides to go A main. I think that's a misstep because Astralis are always going to be present-minded. They've just come through Donut. They're going to be thinking they could be somebody A main. Like, they'll never take that for granted that it's vacant, right? So I think Magnosia's would have had a much better chance of finding impact if he just tried to flank around those players in Donut. Obviously went for a different option, didn't work out for him, and Astralis are up to 7.
I'm not going to read too much into Axile buying a UMP, but that does kind of read as someone who's tried everything else and is like, okay, let's try a different gun to get me in the game, right? Like, you just buy an MP9 like everyone else, but that's not a personal preference I've seen too much from Axile in the past. So, worrying times. And as I say, kind of crazy that every single game... I wanted to get super hyped, and obviously, like, we kind of did toward the end of Nuke, right? But I wanted to get super hyped for this game, but it's hard to be ridiculously hyped when every single map has started, like, 7-9-0 or something. It's a shame.
And that's a domination, absolutely.
Yeah.
Got to call it as we see it. Right now, things look bleak here for the CT side. Axel with the GMP is on the front lines right now, and it looks like they caught a glimpse of him crossing into the corner, so unfortunately a change of gun is not going to change the fate here for Axel.
Yeah, be a good position. It'll be checked, obviously, but the swing to trade is going to be hard to get into position when it's only an SMG. Yeah. Siren will drop, and Stown with another kill. 1 kill apiece across Cadian, Stown, and Yabby. And it's funny, right? I mentioned it earlier, as Magno will drop as well. We were kind of, almost reading out the eulogy for Astralis at the end of map 1, but now we're in a position, as I kind of said at the beginning of map 2, listen, we could be made to look like idiots. Astralis could just win this series 2-1 and all will feel good because they would have made it to that lower bracket final.
Yeah,
against Heroic tomorrow.
They're fully on course now to make that happen.
And now they're almost there. It's crazy, they're only 5 rounds away.
And I mean, look how good they look when they're firing on all cylinders and everything's going their way, right? That first half of Nuke was incredible. When it clicks, it looks so good for Astralis, and this has to be a boost of confidence for them that it's like, all right, the one main takeaway is that we do have something to work with, right? It's not all doom and gloom here in the Astralis camp. When things work out, they look very convincing. It's just about finding a way to make this the norm, to improve the floor really more than anything else. And I'm loving this call here from Cadian. He knows that BetBoom are on the brink here of breaking in this first half, and they're going to go for a brute force approach into the speed bomb site.
Where did BetBoom break through? One of the things we haven't seen properly from them yet really is on a gun round like this, go for the lane control. And that's something that you need to see on nearly every single CT map of Ancient. It's been a bit too static, and that's what's been catching them off guard. Sarah getting us an opportunity to have free reign of lane with pushing teammates in Jag. Device is 5-1, shows you how little he's had to do for it to be a comfortable lead for the Danes. Now, 53 seconds. They've got an okay setup toward B. I say it's okay only because they are playing quite far back on the site. They know it's right. They're just making so much presence known right now, Astralis. Like Cadian just wallbanging, smoking the left, making noise, creating havoc, and there is a rotation in, but again, they're going to need to win their duels because there might be smokes up to stop them from even getting them.
Well, there's no more util now for Astralis. They can't smoke off long, and the bomb slides to try and find a way to get across as well. It's why Cadian's trying to force the fight, but he's come off second best down. Eventually, we'll get the trade. So much damage inflicted. Stown doubles down. It's only Stair left. The bomb is towards the top of ramp right now. There's no life left in that smoke grenade on short, so this makes Stair's life surely impossible. BetBoom on course to get their first round on the board, assuming Stair can't do the unthinkable here. He's going to try and force the fight. Magnolias will go down. Stair knows where Axel is. He's going to try his best, but Axel rounds the corner just in time, recognizes he can play the clock. Although Stair gets the frag, it's after the timer, and BetBoom are on the board.
Oh, Matt, I don't care that the BetBoom have won that round. It's the ultimate nightmare. They've won their first CT round with nobody surviving. Look at what weapons they're going to have.
Yeah,
they've won the bloody round, and they've got 4 MP9s and a FAMAS, maybe.
It's a disaster. Really, it is.
A Deagle!
Is even going to opt for a Deag. Oh, I mean, they've been punished. They've actually been punished for winning the round. They would have had a better investment here if they'd lost the round. I mean, obviously, at least they've got the points on the board to show for it, but how do they actually win this round from here now, effectively with the force buy?
And Astralis will know exactly what's going on. They're going to take longer range duels in mid. And now Axel's stuck with the MP9, getting rushed down. He's just got nowhere to go. Magno will find one, but there's the kill on Axel.
Yeah.
And, you know, Axel's won a 1v1 in this game, technically, but via timeout. He's 1-10. Zort at 1-10. Siren 2-9. They're getting run over right now. And Astralis are getting ever closer to that old matchup versus their old rival Heroic. Very different rosters in the modern day. But still, it's going to be there for the taking.
Yeah, and Cadian playing against his former org as well. That will be fun. Of course, Heroic are never shy of taking a jab at some of their former players if they beat them in a series. We've seen that recently when they beat Liquid. They were able to kind of have some fun with Nerds, of course. Either way, nothing fun about this for BetBoom. And I mean, you could just imagine the mood in the camp coming into this 10th round with the weapons they had at their disposal. It was awful. And Astralis, I mean, they can just smell blood in the water. And I love that they just continue to keep the pressure as high as possible coming into this next round here. Stair's been incredible. I mean, not just because he's 13-3, but he's been so good on the entry duties. He's been ruthless. I mean, he was the one just pop flashing himself through the donut smoke, and it seemed like that was almost his read and his call, and him saying, guys, come, this is what we're doing. And it's great to see Stair taking some of that mantle and taking some of that space, making reads, and his team following suit.
Absolutely. Don't forget, Astralis were comprehensively beaten by BC Game. Sure, the second map I think went to OT, but that was the game that could have qualified them to Dallas straight up. They had to fight through the lower bracket gauntlet. They might have got through to that final, only 4 rounds away. Boomich gets 1, but only 1. Again, look at the buy for BetBoom here. FAMAS, MP9. Astralis have some leftover utility after they take mid. 2 mollies, smoke and a flash, it's enough. But a lot of the round now to feel out after those first 4 kills come in pretty quickly.
A 10-2 halftime scoreline on the first map, a 9-3 afterwards on Nuke, and now Astralis in pursuit of double digits here in the first half on Ancient. A game dominated by T-side so far. Yabi is going to play the smoke fade here. making his way up ramp. It's only Siren who's home right now. And he's not even really home. Kind of across the road right now, trying to keep tabs from a distance. Zorte is going to start the rotation as well, but Astralis have found themselves a free bomb site.
And no kit for BetBoom. It's so frustrating. Maybe a bit of a wall bang on the corner of the site, through the wood perhaps. Zorto, it has to be you. It has to be you. You're 1 and 10, and you need a kill, and now you're making noise. He's revealed his position. It feels so hopeless for BetBoom. Yabi will take him down. It's down. Yabi and Device once again combining. And poor old Siren is stuck in toward cave. He'll get one more and actually finds the other as well. Device falls back to a smarter angle, but perfect crosshair placement. Instant headshot. 10 on T for Astralis. They keep on trucking.
Oh man, they're just driving right over BetBoom right now. Device spam drops AK for anybody who might need one right now. Gotta be careful. I mean, it's not like BetBoom have much money. It's not like they'll be venturing in towards T-spawn looking for guns. But on some maps, that can be a bit of a problem, leaving guns in spawn unnecessarily. Oh man, double digits for Astralis. Can they go one step further? Can they get 11 on the board in this first half? The only round BetBoom have won so far was by virtue of the clock running out. All their players still died. And this has been as one-sided as it gets.
Look at this, like, they're giving Astralis just free reign to be a nuisance everywhere across the map. Show presence toward A, show it toward lane, show it toward mid. Keep BetBoom guessing. They just don't have any idea what Astralis are putting into play at any given moment, it feels like. Mercadian just ran up A main there for a second, almost took a duel into the site, and then fell away. That's a bit better. They flash into A main to look for someone, and they found Stown. Can they get anything else?
Yeah, good initiative being taken there, good confidence. And now they're going to pivot in towards Donut. They have to smoke themselves off, and they're actually going to boost above the smoke grenade here. And Stare will be the victim. That's the bomb dropped as well. That's good info. Cadian desperately spraying back through the smoke to see if he can try and force the trade, but it doesn't work out, and it's a 5v3. One of the best positions BetBoom have found themselves in so far, but the job's not done. Yabi! Oh, I was thinking for a second there maybe he could find a favorable angle, but it doesn't work out. They know where Cadian is. Polar opposite side of the map to Device right now, who has the bomb on his back, and there's a good crossfire set up in towards Jag. And although he's gotten the first, Zorte can just swing out straight afterwards, get the trade. And this is almost certainly BetBoom doubling up their round count.
Yeah. Not much for you to do here, Cadian. 13 and 4. Wonderful game. Honestly, yeah. Just keep your KD. There's no clutch here, my friend. But you know what? I don't even care about you saving here. It doesn't matter. You've got 10 rounds on T Ancient. You're just 3 away from that lower bracket final versus Heroic tomorrow. That'll be where the half ends. BetBoom, I'm afraid, have a long, long way back.
Oh, and I mean, how much gas do they have left in the tank after that massive fight back that eventually fell apart? All right, halftime. We'll be back.
It's so easy to be reactionary after Astralis struggled so much on map 1, but you know what? They've changed my mind a little bit and they've improved tenfold over the course of the series. They're 10-2 up and it's looking very tough for BetBoom to recover this one.
It's going to require a monumental effort, Trav, and one that started off for the pistol round winners. They try and go towards the same bomb side. It's all on Stair. Goes undetected initially, and he will find 2 as a result. He's run out of ammo, though. At least Devices arrived just in time, but he doesn't expect another player coming through from A main. Cadian left to try and pick up the pieces, and he does get the first frag on Boomage, and he spots out the second player as well, but Siren will lock in the clutch and win the all-important pistol round for his team.
Oh, that was so winnable for Cadian. One more to find, jiggled him out, found the information. And he could have even chosen to maybe play the long game at that point because he had a smoke kit. But you take the opportunity when it presents itself in front of you. Siren better on this occasion. Astralis will go for a force. They've got 2 Deagles, MP9, 2 MP9s and a 5.7. Got to be careful here to BetBoom, and they made their way out mid. Axar's got his opening as well toward that red room position. Now it's getting a bit. Go ahead, Matt.
Sorry, I was just wondering how much gas BetBoom have left in the tank, because they had that failed comeback attempt on Nuke where they were down 9-0 and eventually lost the map out 13-11. Would have expended a lot of energy there, and now they find themselves massively behind here on Ancients as well. So it's going to be really difficult to try and replicate the comeback they nearly made happen on Nuke.
It doesn't feel as likely, does it? It doesn't feel as likely. T-sides have been dominant today. You mentioned it earlier. Been kind of a ridiculous sort of pattern between all 3 maps, actually. Every single one of them has had like a 7-0 to 9-0 lead. It's, as I said, it's almost been difficult to get super hyped because every map has felt like a stomp. It was at the end of Nuke that really got close for the first time. And, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like, when a team is winning like 10-1, 10 whatever, you think to yourself, okay, am I favouring this team a bit too much? Am I being a bit too kind? But, you know, it's hard to really, in all 3 maps, describe it any other way because it's been that way. It's been a weird series like that.
Yeah, it certainly has been. We even saw BetBoom with a massive comeback attempt on their T side of Nuke as well. So both teams have had very reliable T sides, and it's more just about who can get their act together on the CT side. Astralis needs 3 rounds here, Trav. 3 rounds is all they need to lock themselves a spot in that lower bracket final. It's not much to ask for, especially not with the Astralis we've seen between Nuke and Ancient so far. Looking by far and away improved compared to the first map of the series.
They've saved their force buy. Didn't come through with much success other than a couple of kills. So they're going to keep the MP9s and Deagle in play. They've got a kit as well on Stown. So there's still time for a little bit of funny business, maybe. If they do go for a smoke diffuse or something, any kind of ninja. But they could sort of open this round themselves. Again, BetBoom decide to go up mid, take the range and weaponry advantage. Magno has spotted out that player on the corner, the up corner. Now he will eat a nade. Stair will look to wander his way down maybe, and it's down in toward that cave position is on that off angle. So BetBoom should be fine, but it's one of those rounds where a good crossfire, as you can see with Astralis having 3 toward B, could cause issues. Just feeling out the map right now, not going in for anything too crazy, playing their default, seeing if Astralis goes searching for information, because they know they need to more than they do.
Yeah, you've got to know when you're playing against a Cadian-led team that you're often going to be going into, or playing against gamble stacks on the CT side, so it feels like when you're playing against Astralis, it's really important in your T side to get information before you actually make any decisions to commit. Otherwise, you can end up walking into a bit of a stack, and then things can go wrong quickly. Still 2 smoke grenades in play here. Cadian has 1, Stown has the other. So one of them on this B bomb site that can delay the round even further.
Stair close, Sorter, not had the best of games. Could get flashed in here, Stair, and he will. Stan will help out for that one, but Device getting wall banged through the wood. Nothing you can do about that. Now, Stan in that K position. Oh, bomb on the floor. 18 seconds, hang on a moment. Staying alive could just win this round now. Even more wall bangs could come through. Havoc has begun in the BetBoom ranks, but I think they are going to be safe with it. 2 on the rotation, in through Cave, and these wallbangs are not that far away. Axel down to 32 now. 3v3, but there's the off angle from Boomich. Good find. Yabi will go down. Cadian looking to return a kill, and he will find it. Captain on captain action. Another headshot in play. They got that kit on Stan still, remember. He's had it for a couple of rounds on the team now, and now he's in a clutch. More wallbang damage, but he just can't connect that final blow. And Axel will fall back to a safer position. Siren holding an off angle. Oh, it's so close. But BetBoom have done great work to hold on.
Oh, yeah, they really have. I mean, this was essentially against the eco, though. Fantastic damage inflicted by Astralis. Sure, Stowen will die, but that's the least of his worries. BetBoom, well, that gets a lot closer than what they would have liked, but they do get the round on the board. I was just thinking there, the player with the P250 coming through, I think it was Yabi coming through Cave. I think he needed to actually try and swing when Stowen was wallbanging with the Deagle, because BetBoom knew there was a Deagle player in Cave, and as Stowen was just continuing to pepper with the wallbangs, for a moment there, they were just actually not paying too much attention to Cave because they thought that Stowen was busy with the wallbangs, and I think Yabi had like a small window of opportunity where he could have caught those T players off guard.
I don't want to say anything here, but it's getting closer again. 10-5.
Well, this is just the pattern, Trav.
It is the pattern of today. You're absolutely right. I joked earlier. I was maybe a bit too cheeky when I said it went from Astralis to BotBoom, but it's been kind of that series. It's been so strange, hard to gauge at any point going into either map. And as we kind of were touching on earlier, it's a shame that Axel has kind of completely fallen off individually. He's been completely missing. Need to set out a search warrant for him. Okay, here's the gun round for Astralis. No AWP on device. They do have what they will want. And usually, on a round like this, it's quite common to go a bit faster. Maybe toward an A push. You can often maybe put 2 or 3 players, maybe even 4, with a fast A push through into the site. And CT side on the first gun round don't tend to be aware of that. And as you can see, Astralis were wary. They naded the smoke that came in towards CT there, worried about that possibility. Yabi timing. Axel, he's wandered past, but he's going to grab it. And he might even play Trigger Discipline for more. It's a bit awkward as Axel moves a bit further to the left, but he gets the kill in the end, and now they will pounce in toward the A-bomb side.
They've got one more smoke grenade here for the T side, and it will be deployed in towards CT spawn. They know Yabi's in Donut as well. If he could get another kill or even damage, that would be fantastic, and he has. He's taken Siren down. Great work coming through from Yabi to leave his team a man up, and Device will just scale into the bomb site. Oh, this is trouble town now for BetBoom as players are just rotating through thick and fast. Still a little bit of chaos going on towards the bomb site right now, and Magnosius will notch up a kill for free as a result. Nearly another one coming through, but his attention pulled away means Down will finish off the job, and Astralis are up to 11.
That feels like a settler, doesn't it? That was, again, like a weird play from BetBoom. They had probably Axel communicating to his team, guys, I've got a gap in Donut. They haven't seen me. I could catch a player in the side here. I've made my way through. We can pinch through main. We can go as a group. But Yabi, not seen, and that changes everything. Again, a bit of madness in the smoke, as you said, with Stair checking those smokes, see if Boomich was inside them. Eventually, he was found, though, as he tried to hop away toward Temple. Yeah. And from there was no way back in. Ouch.
Oh, that nade does a lot of damage, and BetBoom are now paying the price for having lost as many players they did in that anti-half-buy round. Galil's a Tech 9 light utility. That's what they have to try and stop Astralis from getting to map and series points. A hope and a dream. And some pots and pans.
Yabi off angle in red room. They are creeping toward the angle he's watching as well. Nice pre-aim, but only one. Good trade from Magnagers. I've seen some great maps from Magno on Ancient, but he's going to need a bit more from the whole group coming in now. He is trying to lead the way. BetBoom have gone missing a little bit this evening. Sorta now working his way back toward lane. He's got the bomb on his back. He's got 2 teammates with him, and they've got that lurk bottom mid with Siren. Astralis don't have anyone close on the site toward B. They've got a couple of players I'm worried about that red room position. It's only Stair there, but he's having a great game. Can he deliver again?
Well, he needs at least 1 kill, right? That's kind of the requirement for him. At the bare minimum is 1 frag. Seems like Astralis are kind of catching wind of what's going on right now. The second player's rotating back in this direction. A third not far away. There's that first responder on the scene. Stan finds the kill, and now he can combine with Stair as well. This is getting really awkward for BetBoom. They just don't have the space on the site, and their Stair prevails again. As you mentioned, he's having a blinder of a game right now, and he has a whale of a time on that B-bomb site, drowning out those 2 players. They know where Siren is, and we need to sound the alarm trap because BetBoom are facing up to map and series point.
Caden just running in there. I think he connected 1 bullet perhaps through the corner of the door, and it took him down like 2 HP. I bet he thought he'd had a free kill there, but it makes no difference. Not a jot. Astralis 12-5. Series points to reach the game against Heroic tomorrow evening. And their old rival. Different team now. Very different setup for both of those 2 orgs, but it'll be a fun BO3 to decide this last EU qualifier spot for Dallas. BC game, 3D Max, Falcons and Gamer Legion already in, and it could be ending right here, right now. It's a fast B play in toward the defending Astralis players, and it's an absolute wipeout. They have destroyed BetBoom on this third map decider. Stair has had a bit of a masterclass, and Astralis live to tell the tale. It's Heroic tomorrow for 1 more spot in IEM Dallas from EU.
Yeah, what an impressive run here from Astralis so far. I mean, they had to fight up against 0-9.